Let me explain. I think you're kind of misinterpreting the whole thing. I didn't bet on the race because the horse was an overwhelming favorite and there was no money to be made on the win.
You own horses just so you can tell people, hey, I own horses.
Kind of.
Yeah, right?
Well, wait a second.
And then you use the horses and being in that community to then raise money for other ventures and siphon money off of people. Like, hey, come see my horse. By the way, can you invest in this thing I got going?
Wow, you really got this whole thing that I'm like this real scammer of some kind.
Not scammer.
Yeah,
I think smart businessman, actually.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you like to put it that way.
It's just mixing,
Yeah, I'm crossing streams, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on the air.
Let's pull out Bergie's organ on a Monday.
Let's do that, because Cappy actually had a request, did he not?
He did. What's your request, Cappy?
Well, here's the thing. The Dodgers go out in the offseason. They're always spending money, and that's what gets everybody else around Major League Baseball so angry. Now they added Kyle Phillips. They cry. People cry and they won. But I feel like, and Bergie, you tell me, I feel like Kyle Phillips has had a very...
Who's Kyle Phillips?
What am I saying?
Kyle Tucker.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
Los Angeles Kings with 5 straight wins. The Kings will clinch their spot in the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs.
A little sabor.
Yeah, I don't think people like being called hacks.
You're the güero on the radio.
Giant Mexican, horn section. And
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
give me a freaking break.
I'm reacting to Art Bell.
Yeah.
Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
Bit boy.
Right now.
Monstrous.
Beto, I don't want to eat that. We did it, Dad. We did it.
You were riding high on the stinger last time.
Oh, big time.
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
So, mongrels, stay tuned.
As the young kids will say, lit.
Ding,
7:02 and 55 seconds. Good morning. Welcome to a live imaging Tuesday. On this Tuesday, April 14th, 2026, LA's only local sports morning show is on. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show for a Tuesday. Don't look now, but the LA Kings somehow... I got a cough drop in my throat. Hold on.
Okay.
What is this, Tulsa? What are you doing?
Wow.
Man.
Whoa.
No, Bergie, the difference is I do that like once a year. You do that every day.
Every day.
Oh,
I was
wow,
actually doing this before I turned on the microphone.
Wow.
The LA Kings are playoff bound, somehow winning 5 in a row and skating their way into the 2026 NHL playoffs.
How about it? 5 straight wins, George. And you know that in hockey, here's the thing about hockey. You can get hot at the right time. You can have a goalkeeper that all of a sudden just goes crazy, and just riding some heat and riding a really good goalkeeper could make some success in the playoffs, and 5 straight wins. Very impressive, LA Kings. Very impressive. What you guys have pulled off here at the end of the season.
Listen, I think if you're the Kings, the beauty of hockey is that we've seen the 8th seed have a run, right? So I think that's the wonderful thing that you've seen in these scenarios historically over the years. Hockey is the one sport. I mean, I guess we've seen it recently in basketball where teams have come out of the play-in or whatever. But hockey traditionally has been the sport where, a team that literally has come out of nowhere can win the championship, at the very least, can get you to the second round, even beyond, potentially, maybe make a run to the Stanley Cup final. So I do hope that this is the case with the Kings, particularly for Samboni's sake, because my God, does he text us so god darn much during these games. Like, I was watching. I had 2 screens on yesterday. I had the Dodgers on one screen, and I had the Kings on the other. It was on ESPN last night against the Kraken. And, Byfield was fantastic to start
amazing.
the game. He almost had a freaking hat trick in the first period. So it was great. But really, the night to me belonged, no disrespect to Samboni and the Kings, to Robleski. And, Bergman, I do want to get to the Lakers because there's news on Luka and his return. But, Bergman, I want to start with you because what we saw from Robleski yesterday, like we were talking about this pitching staff, and we were talking about, obviously, the big names. And we were talking about Shohei wanting to win the Cy Young. And, we talked about guys like Robleski, quote-unquote, holding it down. But, man, he did a lot more than hold it down yesterday.
No, Justin Robleski was fantastic last night. He was incredibly efficient. He was attacking the zone consistently. He was getting soft contact. And what he was doing, he does it all with 2 pitches, George. So he has a slider and a fastball, and that's really it. I think he threw one pitch that was a curveball, but everything else was just those 2 pitches. And he was forcing the Mets to swing and to give it and to get that soft contact. He was so good last night. 90 pitches through 8 innings. He could have gone more. He could have gone the entire complete game.
Yeah,
but
I thought he was for a second when he came out in the 8th. When he was walking off in the 8th. I was like, man, I think Dave's going to leave him in.
Yeah, let him finish it off. Let him get the complete game. But,
So it looked like it, but real fast, Cappy. But what happened is, so he got the first 2 guys in the 8th out, and then the third guy gave up a hit to Alvarez, and then he was a little bit wild around the edges. He was no longer hitting the zone. He was just getting tired, and you could see that he was getting tired, so that's why they didn't let him go
wild
back
around
out.
the edges is what I say about Chris very regularly. Around
That's
very,
pretty.
Hey, listen,
very
it happens,
very
man.
accurate. Very, very accurate. But the thing about Robleski that's really interesting is that literally a year ago at this time, do you remember what was going on with him around a year ago?
Oh, he gave up 8 runs against the Cubs and was knocked out.
It may have been against the Nationals.
Oh, I think you're right.
Although
maybe
maybe Kyle Phillips was playing for the Nationals. I don't even remember. But seriously.
It was 8 runs, though.
He gave up a bunch of runs last year, and they sent him down to AAA.
Yep.
And they said, hey, this is not working out, brother. This is not going well for you. And so sending him down to AAA a year ago, at least according to Dave Roberts last night, that's kind of the setup for the performance that you got last night. And he was perfect through 5.
Oh, no, he was so good. And you're right, because when he went down, he actually has said that was the best thing that could have happened to him last year, was going down to AAA. And now through 2 starts, because he's pitched in 3 games, but through 2 starts, he's given up 3 hits total. He has been really, really good. And now the question starts to becoming, when Blake Snell comes back, is it that Robleski moves back to the bullpen? Does Sasaki go down? Does Sheehan move somewhere? Because he's pitching too well, it becomes a real conversation now.
Well, that's why the Dodgers have all this starting pitching, right? This is not new.
Oh, yeah, River Ryan's still sitting there in the minor leagues just waiting.
But, I mean, this is what they do. And knowing what the situation was with Blake Snell at the beginning of this year, when do you expect to see Blake Snell? Honestly,
he pitched off a mound.
Okay, so that's the first time.
Right.
So what are we looking at here?
So end of May is kind of what they were thinking, end of May. So it's him and Tommy Edman are both supposed to be end of May.
Yeah, take your time. When you got a guy like Justin Robleski going 8 innings last night, giving up 2 hits, and you've got the offense that can just score enough. I mean, 4 runs last night, a couple of home runs. I mean, Pages has been on fire to start the season.
Oh, God. Did you see Pages yesterday, Sedano? He was just... Look what he's doing right now. He has 20 RBIs in 16 games.
It's unbelievable what he's been able to do. And, when you juxtapose it, and look, last year he had a good regular season, but we all know that the postseason was not great for him. I mean, he got benched in 1 game. And, for him to bounce back this way, because look, you could lose this, right? Like if you're him, you're still a young guy. That thing could have spiraled out of control and carried over to this year. Baseball is very strange that way. It's a very mental sport in a lot of ways. And, man, he shook that thing off and has been the best player in the sport, arguably, offensively.
He's leading in batting average. He's leading in hits. He's leading in RBIs. So there was a story yesterday from Bill Plunkett that he, in the offseason, was working on all this. He was using like those virtual pitchers. It's called Project, and he was using a virtual pitcher, but he went a half an hour to an hour every single day in the offseason, and he used Paul Skeens as the pitcher that he wanted to see because he wanted to see the movement so that he figured if I can hit Paul Skeens consistently, then I'll be able to hit the other guys consistently as well, and so far it's working perfectly.
Wow, what's his F4?
His F4, I don't know his F4 off the top of my
you
head.
were breaking out all these stats, batting average and old school stats for guys like me.
Right, that's what I was giving you, the ones that you understand.
Right.
Hits,
right.
RBIs,
right.
average.
Right, when you start getting to F4, George, I don't know what you're talking about.
That just wins above replacement according to Fangraphs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I still don't even know what that means.
They have their own proprietary measures.
Mm-hmm.
And B-War is baseball reference war.
Okay.
But listen, I just think that, it's funny. Some of the conversation going into this Dodgers season was going to be like, what can they do? What are they going to be like? What are we going to be talking about, right? Like, and it's like, bro, there's always something to talk about over 162 games because guys will have to step up. Guys are going to be hurt. And guys are going to find ways to make contributions. Or, by the way, it would go poorly in some cases, and we'd have things to talk about. I never doubted that we'd have things to discuss when it comes to the Dodgers. But, man, it really – and I know I sound like a broken record when I say this.
Tell me.
But Andrew Friedman really is unbelievable at evaluating talent. Like, there is not an executive in sports that is able to accomplish what he accomplishes in the sense of – not only does he utilize every resource he gets financially, but he utilizes every resource he gets in player development, in scouting, and things of that nature for the Dodgers to still have a top 3 to 5 farm system while making all these moves that they've made over the last several years. That's not the norm. Like, that does not happen in baseball or any sport for that matter.
Well,
like it is incredible how they're able to maneuver the way they maneuver in the front office.
Yeah, but one of the best parts about what he's done, and you mentioned the farm system, is when you are not trading away prospects all the time because that's your only equity, that's your only real asset. You got to trade away all these prospects to get major league players. I mean, when you look at this roster, I'm just looking up and down right now. Ohtani was a free agent. Tucker was a free agent. Will Smith is homegrown. Teoscar was a free agent. Freddie he was a free agent. Like, none of these were like really trades. So
Mookie was a trade.
Okay, so there's one example. Anybody else that you can think of that you go, well, they had to give up a lot to get that guy? Generally speaking, the Dodgers can do a great job with their farm system because they're not making trades with prospects. They're going out and they're signing free agents when they make a move. But, George, see, the thing is this. The appreciation that I've come to grow for Andrew Friedman is not necessarily about the way they spend or what their farm system is. It's the chemistry that you build. See, any general manager, can, especially in today's day and age, can look at the numbers, can look at the data and say, okay, if I take these guys based on these batting averages and these on-base percentages and these strikeout percentages and these walks, et cetera, we should have a really good team. Well, that's on paper. You still have to have human beings that all live together, work together, travel together. They're housed in a clubhouse together, and you have to have the right chemistry. And in my opinion, what I've grown to appreciate about Andrew Friedman is he knows how to build chemistry and put the right pieces of the puzzle in the clubhouse, not just say, hey, here's 9 guys, look at their numbers, go win.
Well, so to that point, the team that they just played and beat was the Mets. The Mets have the highest payroll in all of baseball, and they did not make the playoffs last year. They've been shut out in 3 of 4 games right now. I understand Juan Soto's out, but if you take one of the guys out in the Dodgers lineup, they're still going to be good.
Even if you took Mookie out.
Yeah, we took Mookie out. But to go back to that for just a second, Andrew Friedman, he did it the right way because he started off by just going out and saying, I'm going to trade all these guys to get some big names in here, like when they went and got Adrian Gonzalez, Carl Crawford, Josh Beckett. When they did all that first, and then they started to build the team, and then they went through the free agency period.
Mets, by the way, are just to start the season. I know we're only 17 games in, but 7-10 have lost. How many in a row is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row, and they lost 3 straight to the A's.
I mean, the A's actually have a pretty decent team.
I know, but when you think this is exactly my point about when people talk about the Dodgers and the spending that the Dodgers do and how it's unfair around baseball. Look at the Mets, the highest payroll, and look at the homeless A's. And I say homeless because they're not in Oakland anymore, and they're on their way to Vegas, and they don't spend any money. So you can still win if you have the right players, and getting the right players oftentimes means a lot of money. But when you don't have any, you got to be really creative.
But that's what happens when you put a lot of money, Sedano, into one guy in Juan Soto that doesn't do the same things that Shohei did.
Yeah, for sure. I would say that that's part of it. I would also say the Mets have been just utterly disappointing going back to last year, with a not exact same club, but similar club. They did lose Brandon Nimmo, who is in Texas now. Like, they did lose some guys.
They traded Nimmo for Marcus Semien, and Marcus Semien's at the bottom of their lineup now, hitting 200, where Brandon Nimmo's has
But Marcus Semien has had a couple of rough years, has he not?
Yeah. Yeah, he was really good in Texas for a while, but that's what they thought they would move him and get better.
Correct. So I just think that a lot of that is not just, the Mets have the resources that the Dodgers would have financially in a lot of ways, right? But they don't have the front office that's savvy enough to make it work the way the Dodgers do.
Well, let me give you an example of that. Juan Soto, who I remember when Juan Soto was going to be a free agent. Do you remember us having a back and forth about this? Should the Dodgers go out and get Juan Soto? Because the Dodgers can afford to go get Juan Soto. And do you remember I was saying, you do not want Juan Soto on your team. And people, no, this guy is super special. He may be the best pure hitter in baseball. He's super young. You got to go out and get this guy. I'm like, no, I watched him over 162 games. When he was in Washington, I watched him on SportsCenter highlights. When I watched him over 162 games, at the end of the season, the numbers were there, but they were not impactful winning numbers. And I'm just here to tell you, man, I feel about Juan Soto kind of the way I feel about Kevin Durant, that he's a great individual player. Does he elevate people around him? Does he put teams on his back? I don't believe that about Durant. And I'm just here to tell you, I mean, listen, you signed this guy for over $700 million, more than Ohtani, and you don't make the playoffs in your first year, and I grant you that he's hurt, but still, you just paid him because you said he's a great player. Is he a great teammate? Is he a great leader? Is he a great winner? And these are the things that I did not believe about Juan Soto.
I mean, Kevin Durant also led a team to a finals at 23 years old, so I'm not necessarily putting him in that
I know,
same
every
category.
time I do that, you guys kind of knock me on my Kevin Durant thing. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, the showdown's coming up Saturday. Only we are in the midst of 13 hours until kickoff of content this week. Talking about Lakers, Rockets, Saturday, Game 1. You'll hear
Mike
it here.
Trudell's going to join us soon.
Trudell will join us at 7:30. Adam Clanton at 8 a.m. That name is from Houston, Texas, part of Sports Talk 790, the dreaded Rockets radio network. And we've got a special guest in the 9 o'clock hour. But let me tell you this. It's 7:17, and you know what you could have done in those 17 minutes? Well, you could have gone to Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Home with a 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for a location near you.
Okay, let's talk about the Rockets since you brought up Kevin Durant. So the latest on Luka Doncic. Bergman, what is the latest on Luka Doncic?
That he is going to be back in L.A. On Friday, and that he is going to have his second treatment, I think, Lindsay, in the next day or so, but we'll be back with the Lakers.
Oh, Lindsay's
Friday.
back. My apologies. I didn't know Lindsay was back.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hey, guys, I'm back.
Hi. Hey, baseball.
I'm back. Yeah. And Luka's going to be back. Maybe not to play right away, but he's coming back to L.A. on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be with the team, so that's awesome because that's a good sign. I was telling Cappy before the show, the fact that he's flying back, he's going to be with the team during the playoffs is like he could be ready to go at any moment, right? I'm starting to think that my hope is like the early stages of my hopeful prediction are starting to come to fruition.
Your hopeful prediction is?
And what is that?
Remember when I said that, okay, so like best case scenario, the Lakers get the Rockets in the first round, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Check. Next thing that needs to happen is LeBron needs to kind of carry the team for at least one or two games, get one or two wins before Luka is able to hopefully rejoin the team. So that still needs to be checked, but, I don't know.
We'll find out Saturday.
Right. And I think that the fact that LeBron is like super excited about the playoffs and he's talking like, saying things like it's going to be litty has me very optimistic for LeBron's first playoff game this season.
You mean LeBron?
Now, did he actually use the phrase litty?
Oh,
yeah,
very much so.
Here's what he said.
Listen, the postseason is about to be, as the young kids will say, lit. It's going to be litty. It's going to be crazy. I'm looking forward to it.
See?
Me personally, I don't know how many more postseasons I got left in my career. And we talked about this a while ago, getting ready for the postseason, that moment, it doesn't matter what you did in the regular season. That is out the window now. It doesn't matter. It starts again. This is it. I'm excited, man. I can't wait. Yeah.
It's going to be
That's from
litty.
his podcast.
Yeah.
This is going to be litty.
Going to be litty.
So he's optimistic, obviously. I mean, I don't know.
We tried to do the math yesterday that if the playoffs start this upcoming Saturday,
which they do,
I think is the 18th, right?
Uh-huh.
Correct.
And then as we tried to play out the math to figure out when games like 5, 6, and 7 might
6,
be.
7.
Thank you. We would be looking at early May-ish, So we looked back to see when Luka's injury was. Do you remember the date, Georgia? Maybe like April 3rd-ish?
Second. It was April 2nd.
Okay. So April 2nd, can Luka make it back before May 3rd? Because that was like our approximate game 5. And so that's kind of the thing we're all thinking about. But I think we're also missing, though, that are we not talking about Austin Reaves also? Like, is there no?
Well, I wouldn't say no, but I would. Maybe there's. Look, it's been. When was I at Golden State? Last week. So over a week, things can change. But last week, I did not come away feeling great about Austin Reaves in the first round.
And there's been no mention of him whatsoever as far as like updates go. But whereas we keep hearing about Luka, like he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Now he's going to be back with the team.
Yeah,
I would also say that, and I don't know this to be the case. This is just a guess and reckless speculation on my part.
Let me hear.
He's also going to be a free agent, right? And I'm not saying this is what he wants to do, but I would imagine, historically, most agents of free agents are telling their guy, hey, don't rush back in this scenario. Even if, unless your team can win a championship, the agent's probably advising him, if I had to guess, okay? And I don't know. Maybe the agent's telling him, no, Austin, do what you think is best. Let's just listen to the medical team. But I would say most agents in that scenario would be like, I think you need to be overly cautious in this situation. You don't want to get hurt going into your free agency.
So it's you don't want to get hurt so that when a team evaluates you, right?
Yes.
So, you don't want to be Max Crosby. You don't want to all of a sudden be somewhere where you think you're going to get a lot of money, and then they say, nah, we can't do this because of your oblique situation. The other part of it is you don't want to come back if you're not fully healthy and then not look good, because if Austin Reaves comes back, there's going to be an expectation. Hey, you're putting on the uniform, man. You got to get out there and be the player that we've seen you be, and we've not seen you be that player in the postseason. So if you're going to get back, you got to get back to being who you've been, because that's what everybody's trying to decide is who can you be and how much money do we really want to give you? And if you go into the postseason and you're 70% and you play poorly, do the Lakers want to invest money in you? Does somebody else want to invest that kind of money in you? And what is your health going into the offseason? So I understand the agent perspective, but I will bet you this. I'll bet you Austin Reaves is the kind of guy that says, I'm going to do everything I can to get back.
Yeah, I don't doubt that part of it. I'm just telling you I know how agents work.
7:22 on a Tuesday. A live imaging Tuesday presented by our friends at Providence. Cappy, let's talk about our other friends at the Wellness Company.
So, George, you can see that I'm carrying with me my medical emergency kit. And the reason I'm bringing it with me is because if you get sick, why would you have this at home? Why would you not have all of your medications with you in your medical emergency kit? You go on the road, all of a sudden you get nauseous or you get strep throat that was, obviously you didn't feel it coming on. And you're like, well, shoot, man, I've got all these great medications back at home, but I don't have them with me. See, you want to start taking your medication as quickly as you can so you can get better as quickly as you can. And then you say, well, how would I know what to take? Well, you go into this guidebook from the medical emergency kit. You go into this guidebook and you look for your symptoms, and then it matches you to the medication. Now, if you don't feel confident in that and you want to talk to a doctor, there are doctors standing by and ready for you. They can take your call and you're all ready to go. Telemedicine doctor is standing by. So I just said this to you guys yesterday. I carry this everywhere I go. I've got it for my house. I've got to get one for my daughter who's up at Cal Poly SLO. If you have kids in college, you must have one of these in your kid's dorm room. So let's save you $45 right now. Let's go to urgentcarekit.com, urgentcarekit.com, and you use our code 710. It's urgentcarekit.com/710. Use our code 710. Save $45. Every family needs this in their home, and anybody who's got college kids needs this in their dorms. There you go.
Thank you, Cappy. 7:24. Coming up in 3 minutes, we will return time for Lakers talk. Mike Trudell, ball knower extreme, will join us.
Isn't it extraordinaire?
Or extraordinaire. Ball knower extraordinaire. And a man who loves to nudge me. I was just looking at that picture the other day. It's so cute.
Like it?
I love Mike Trudell. I'm glad he's going to join us early on the show. Coming up next on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show, LA's only local sports morning show on ESPN LA.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Hey LA, it's Bethel Duran. Head to Northridge Toyota and Wondry Toyota today and drive off in a brand new, beautiful 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for just $209 a month on a 36-month lease. $209 for a Tacoma? You already know it's got to be Northridge and Wondry Toyota. Any trade you own outright is your down payment. It's a limited time offer. Nobody's going to take care of you like my guys at Wondry's and Northridge Toyota.
2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 iForce 2.4-cylinder turbo 5-foot bed, double cab 4x2 RWD model. MSRP $40,628. Base 10,000 miles per year and excludes tax, title, license, and dollar fees.
Did you know that at Children's Hospital Los Angeles, the game starts before your baby even arrives? Their Fetal and Neonatal Institute is a lifeline for over 3,000 high-risk babies and expectant mothers each year. From expert fetal maternal care before birth to a level 4 NICU for newborns needing intensive care, CHLA is the MVP for the most complex cases. So when it comes to your new baby, put an all-star team in your corner from day one. To learn more, visit chla.org.
Buenos dias. At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
It's Chris Morales for VisionWorks. And let's be honest, how many of us wasted our tax refunds on really dumb things in the past? This year, don't do it. Do what thousands of people in OC and LA are doing and invest wisely in your vision. VisionWorks accepts most vision insurance plans, and their professional staff will help everyone maximize their insurance benefits. And if you don't have insurance, don't worry. The experts at VisionWorks will find options that work within your price range. See the world clearly. It really is life-changing. Better vision, better value. VisionWorks just makes sense.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. Ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on.
I'm with you, Cappy. Just boom, bada, beep, bop.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
go.
Spend the whole hour beeping and bopping and booting.
Back to Sedano and Kap.
You made me cry.
Oh, you know Sedano loves the oldies. 7:28.
What a shame.
Oh, it is. It is a shame. On this day in 1955, a man with a name that I love, Fats Domino. Ain't That a Shame was released. Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Today is also, this one's good for you, Cappy, National Ex-Spouse Day.
Ooh. My ex-spouse is in town right now.
Ooh.
I know. I'm trying to avoid her.
I got a story about an ex-spouse for you, Cappy.
Oh, yeah?
That I would like some help with.
Okay.
But we can maybe do it later.
Okay.
That
here to help.
Moments to come. But first, ball knower extraordinaire. You see him on Spectrum Sportsnet. He's part of the ESPN LA family. And my man who likes to nudge me like little bunnies, like Otis the bunny does with me. The one and only Mike Trudell.
Oh, Mikey.
Yeah. Well, there are a couple things that I liked from the morning show today. First of all, I kind of liked when you said ball knower extreme, Chris. I thought that was kind of nice.
Okay, ball knower
catchy.
Ball knower extreme.
Mm-hmm. Kind of takes it to the next level.
The VKE.
And then
It sounds kind of weird, though, doesn't it?
I don't know. I just liked the way that it sounded off of Chris's tongue. And then the other thing that I liked, I'm actually with Cappy, big picture on the Durant leadership thing. So I wanted to say that because Cappy kind of you got pushed back on that a little bit. But I hear what you're saying, Cappy, and I think you're a ball knower too.
Well, I'm trying to be a ball knower, and then as Samboni calls me, an ice scraper. So that's sort of the hockey version of a ball knower.
Ooh.
So, Mike, can you do us a favor and just give us? You're around the team, you're in the locker room, you get a feel and a sense of the vibe. What would you say it is right now as you're hoping for Luka and AR to return, as you're now, getting this week to rest and practice going into this postseason?
Is it going to be litty?
Is it going to be litty?
So the vibe kind of gauge, right, has gone from extreme high at the end of March to extreme low in Oklahoma City in that, I guess it was the kind of early second half, but then especially the day after, once we found out the news about not just Luka but Austin. And then after the winning streak to close the season, the gauge has gone higher, right? But it can only be so high until you get some information about Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves, and we just don't know yet. We just don't know when they might return, either one of them. And you guys have already covered this. So to me, the basic thing is what JJ Redick initially said after we found out about these injuries, which is the Lakers have to elongate as much as they can. Elongate. That's the word that I'm kind of focused on here. And how do they do that? I think, Lindsay Baseball mentioned this earlier. The first thing they have to do is just win. Ideally, of course, both of the two home games. It's going to be tough, but they have to win at least one of the two home games to at least get that part of the series elongated back to Game 5. And so, by getting home court, I think you give yourself that opportunity. And that was the main thing that they accomplished in the last 2 weeks by just getting some wins led by LeBron. So 5's okay, right? Certainly better than they were a week ago, but you're still waiting on that news about when you're going to get your guys back.
Well, here's the thing. The thing that makes me feel decent about them getting a split is LeBron has played better against Houston than any team this season. LeBron's true shooting percentage against Houston is .736 this year. Okay, that is the highest he has against any team. He's played 3 games against them. He's played 100 minutes against them, averaging 22, 4, and 4. He was very good, not only just offensively, Mike, because you were there, but defensively. I thought he did a really good job when he was singled up on Durant at times during those games. I feel like this is the matchup. I would have preferred Minnesota because I don't know what Ant's going to look like having missed all this time. But, either one of those two, even when the Lakers were healthy, I was very confident that they could win that series. But I still feel like LeBron can get you a split. And if LeBron can get you a split, I think you're in business. And just based on the way he's played against this team this year, I think there's at least more than a puncher's chance at that.
I think that is ball knower extreme educational information right there, George.
There you go.
So the fact that LeBron finished year 23 with the Western Conference Player of the Week award it's something that in the time it's like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Look at his numbers; they were insane. He was awesome. But then you remember that no player has ever even played a 23rd season before, and that no player was actually good, like a really good impactful player after year 20. So the fact that he's still doing this and can go from being from mastering what the role was going to be next to Austin and Luka, which we weren't 100% positive of just because of the way kind of the season started. He was injured, and then Luka was injured, and then Austin was injured, and it kind of went from thing to thing to thing. But once he really settled in and he mastered it, that was when the real part of the belief started. Now those two go down, and LeBron goes right back into being the number one and is excellent at it. And this makes me think of last year as well. It even makes me think of a couple seasons ago when AD got hurt in the middle of the season, and LeBron just all of a sudden did kind of the opposite of what Cappy, I think, was alluding to earlier with Durant, whereas Durant can be the finishing piece. That's what he does. He can score. He's amazing in that sense, but he's not going to lift a whole team through a stretch in the same way that LeBron can. And that's what LeBron just did. So I totally agree with you, George. The one thing that I would add, Luke Kennard's emergence on the ball, the way that he's been able to provide the Lakers just some extra ball handling and shot creation in the half court, right? Not just in transition. And then Marcus Smart coming back and doing the Marcus Smart things that are the reason why he led the Lakers in raw plus minus this season by a decent amount, just over Luka and Austin Reaves. So that combined with LeBron, because I think you need that against Houston. That's what, Reaves and Luka obviously did at a high level, but Amen Thompson's going to go attack one of those guys. So you have to be able to hold up to that ball pressure. But Amen isn't quite big enough to handle LeBron. He's one of maybe 2 or 3 guys in the whole league that you can't just kind of sick him on. And so to have that sustained shot creation from Kennard and Smart, I think is going to be super key in these first 2 games on top of LeBron.
Well, and give JJ a ton of credit for that, particularly with Luke Kennard, because Look, I don't think we've seen Luke Kennard with the ball in his hands since college, okay? So it's been a long time since he was a guy that had the ball in his hands and had the, while albeit a small usage rate comparatively speaking to most guys who have the ball in their hands. Still an aspect to his game that we haven't seen really in the NBA at all from him, at least not in any tangible way. So I have, and I was able to see that when I saw you at Golden State a couple days ago. I was really impressed. We were talking about it on our broadcast about Luke Kennard and his ability to handle the ball and his ability to kind of take at least a little bit of the pressure off of LeBron in those scenarios. So, yeah, a testament to him for being willing to do it, and JJ for being creative enough to understand that he's probably going to have to be that guy in these scenarios.
I'm glad you brought JJ up, and this is – I think this has been kind of a consistent take, but so look at what he's done his first 2 years. And he didn't have LeBron, he didn't have Austin Reaves or Luka Doncic get to 65 games. And hopefully, by the way, the Luka's exception, it looks like they were trying to file, hopefully that will come into play. He was at 64. But to still finish with 53 wins in this Western Conference, to get home court and to not even necessarily have, like, personnel-wise, right, the best defensive group that you might have. I've been very impressed with JJ. His staff has been terrific, right? I think a lot of people know the names like Scotty Brooks and Nate McMillan and Lindsey Harding, but his backbench crew, as you know, George, is awesome as well. Like Greg St. Jean and Michael Wexler, like these guys have been, they're what JJ likes to call banshees. They have been grinding. They have been figuring out, all right, the defense, it's just not working. How do we put in more of a zone look? And they spent months on that, and it started to really bear fruit after the All-Star break. They have just been doing whatever it has taken to get wins. And I've been impressed by that, so I'm glad you brought that up. The Kennard thing, maybe another coach doesn't even think about it, like, he's a shooter. But like JJ knew that there was something else in him because he specifically has followed his career, and part of that's because he was a Dookie, right. And he watched him out of college, Cappy. So I'm glad you brought that up. I do think that JJ hasn't been getting the credit, and maybe I don't know, maybe it's just because he's so confident. It almost seems like he doesn't need it. It's like, JJ, he's over there, he's fine. It's like, no, he's done a great job. It's okay. We can say it. We can talk about it.
Yeah, no, he has done a great job. And when the team was 15-2 in the month of March and everything was going right, we were giving JJ credit for somehow he got LeBron to be willing to play this role and play it well. And everybody knew what their roles were. And you were even getting more out of DeAndre Ayton. So we were giving him a lot of credit then. But then we kind of started to take it away a little bit because when the first game against the Thunder, when the injuries happened, then you lose again against Dallas when I think everybody is kind of shell-shocked by the injuries, and then you lose again against the Thunder, and then that's when the whole Vanderbilt thing happens, and then he goes to the press conference and he says, well, DeAndre Ayton can't catch. And so it was like, was he pushing buttons? Well, then what happened was they won the next 3 games, and granted, the Warriors didn't have Steph, and the Suns had given the Lakers problems this year, but they destroyed them, and the Jazz obviously were playing a G League team. So I think JJ deserves a lot of credit for the way he stabilized the ship after the 3-game losing streak to position the Lakers in the playoffs the way they are right now.
Yeah, I think that's good context. So, one thing that when you talk about that Thunder game specifically, going into that game, I was thinking, all right, this is the 3rd game in 4 nights, and OKC has been sitting around and they've been hearing about how great the Lakers are, right, all March. And I thought that was their chance to say, hold on, you're not as great as we are. And first of all, they're right. They're the defending champions. Like they were clearly the best team once again the regular season, and they were healthy. And I thought like the Lakers had come off the end of that winning streak, but the trick was, Sedano, it was against Washington, Brooklyn, Indiana, right before that OKC game. And then, so that to me was almost always going to be a bloodbath. It takes a game to adjust back to the ball pressure that OKC brings. And so when the fact that they went up by 20, like right away, I wasn't thinking immediately, oh, that's because the Lakers are just not capable of playing with them, which I think was kind of the narrative after, especially with the injuries. It was just like that was the circumstance of that specific game, and I think they would have bounced back fine if they didn't have the injuries to Reaves and to Doncic. So it's just a small piece of context. It doesn't change the fact that OKC would have been favored if the Lakers stayed healthy and this were the matchup, right? And then I think we all would have been thrilled to get Houston. Oh yeah, they just beat them twice in Houston, and then hey, let's see what happens against OKC. Even though, but we weren't going to pick the Lakers. I don't think anybody was going to, and it's just the gap isn't as big as it seemed there. I don't know why I spent so much time qualifying that, but it was something that was on my mind.
Yeah.
It just was bugging me.
Well,
So
hey,
there
good
you go.
piece of commentary.
And listen, I will agree with you. The gap is not 40 points. But yeah, I just, look, OKC's better like right now. Like that's the reality of it. Like it's not, there's nothing. And by the way, we're about to figure out if the Spurs are better too, because the postseason will be different. But we're about to find out if Wemby's the outlier, right? Because traditionally is, you have a situation where teams have to go through a level of heartache. Even OKC, right? Their first year, a couple years ago, they lost in the play-in. Then 2 years ago, they lost in the second round to Luka and the Mavericks when they went to the finals. And then last year, they win the championship, albeit, though, a tough road for them. They had a couple of 7-game series. But like now they've been through it, so now they understand it. So it's different. So can San Antonio jump the line? Some people think so, Mike. I don't know. Where do you kind of lie on that? Lakers aside, where do you lie on that Spurs conversation?
I've been higher, I think, on the Spurs basically every step of the way. We got to early last season. The Lakers were in San Antonio twice, and the San Antonio season last year was really odd because there were a couple of times where they unleashed Wemby, and of course, as you guys know, every time a team plays against the Lakers, right, that's one of the games that you usually see it. And so I saw in person Wemby in full throttle, and like the Spurs weren't even playing well at the time. People thought that they were tanking, and all of a sudden, it just was it was ridiculous. Like Austin Reaves does the typical move that he gets, and it looks like an easy layup, and then the alien appears out of nowhere, right, and just smashes the ball off the glass, and Reaves kind of turned back. I was like, what just happened? And it just made such an impression on me. And when you watch them, they were desperately still trying to tank and to keep Wemby's minutes down. They end up with Dylan Harper, but they're so much better than they played last year. And so I thought, and especially since they started turning it on a little bit, then you see Wemby play for France. And heading into the season, a lot of people were picking him in kind of play-in territory. I was like, but man, look, Castle, like he's much better than you think. They get Luke Cornett. Champagny is better than you think. The Cells, and then I didn't even know about Carter Bryant because I don't watch much college basketball. Yeah. So that's another long way of saying that I absolutely believe that San Antonio could get all the way through the West. I wouldn't pick them. I'm still going to pick OKC, but I think they're much better than almost anyone would realize.
Yeah.
And it's because Wemby is already a generational player, and the rest of their players are all huge and athletic. So, yeah, I'm a Spurs believer.
Yeah, and I can confirm, by the way, I remember having a conversation with Mike early in the year.
Tell me, what are you confirming?
I can confirm that Mike felt that way very, very early on this season about San Antonio. Like, Mike and I had some conversation. I remember being in some hotel somewhere, and I called him, and I was like, yo, these guys are for real. And then we talked for like 20 minutes about it. And yeah, like they may be the outlier. We'll see. It generally doesn't happen, but Wemby is that kind of dude. Like he is. I know I used to call Anthony Davis the cheat code, and for a stretch of time he was. But Wemby, he's the upgrade. Okay, he's the real cheat code in this league right now.
Yeah, he's definitely the difference. I mean, I think the rest of the roster they've done a nice job with it as well. But Wemby, he's like his mindset on top of the talent, like to me, is kind of what can carry you through that. Because usually the star just doesn't quite get it, but he is so desperate to win. He cares so much about it, and he's one of those kind of like makes it cool to care. Like he'll tell you right to your face about how good he thinks he is. I think that actually helps in such a postseason context. So, and by the way, of course, the one night he doesn't play, when I thought that San Antonio was going to send me home to Minnesota, the rest of the players decide, we'll just kind of take it easy here against Denver, who didn't even really want to win. And instead, I got to go spend a week in Houston. So thanks, Spurs.
Now, while you're talking about this, George reached behind him.
I got my mix tile of me and Trudell.
He has a beautiful picture of the two of you guys embracing. What
in New Orleans? This was Anthony Davis's return game a couple years ago.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering what inspired you to grab that photo off the shelf.
Yeah. Well, Mike is on number one.
Okay, well, that makes
but
sense.
Number two, it was a big game. It was a big national game. Anthony Davis coming back to New Orleans. Mike and I took a picture to commemorate the moment.
Oh, wow. Now, should I get my picture of me and Mike in New Orleans?
Yeah, nobody wants that.
No, nobody cares?
No, nobody cares.
Nobody cares about mine and Mike's?
Nope.
No.
Where I thought this was going is that it's a little hard for you to see pictures of George
Yes.
with others.
Right.
But
I get
But
jealous.
just remember, Cappy.
Yeah.
Just remember, he chose you. Okay. It's the Sedano and Cappy morning show.
Yeah.
But with
All
that,
right,
I have
starring
a question,
Chris Morales
Trudell.
and Bergman.
No, I have a question. One day, will it be Geeter and Trudell or Trudell and Geeter? Do you want your name first or his name?
Yeah, I've thought about it. I've thought about it before. I kind of have. It's like I've been at the station obviously for a longer time, but Geeter is still my senior. Like when I came to LA, he was already the man out here. And so like I kind of look up to him like an older brother or even like a very young hip uncle. Because there's like a little bit of an age gap between us.
Yeah.
But actually, I almost thought of doing this as a bit, Morales. I was going to drive to Geeter's house. He lives like 5 minutes from me. And when you called me, have him on speakerphone and surprise you guys.
That would have been amazing,
then,
honestly.
I thought it would have been a nice bit, and maybe I shouldn't have revealed it because I could have done it next time. But I thought about doing that, and then Riggs woke up early, and it's one of those things. And then the twins wanted bacon, and it just didn't happen. So you just get me in my garage.
When you say your kids wanted bacon, just out of curiosity here, are you a fried bacon guy? I've become a fan of baked bacon. Baked
like
bacon
in the toaster oven?
No, toaster oven or actually regular oven as
In
well.
the actual oven?
Yeah, so it's very crispy and it's not greasy. And I can't stand all the grease popping up everywhere and it hits me in my body and burns my skin. And then to clean it all up is a whole pain in the ass. So for me, I've become a baked bacon guy.
So you don't do anything different? You just, instead of putting it on the stovetop, you just stick it in the oven?
That's right.
Yeah, you can do it in the toaster oven. It's even faster.
That's right.
Yeah.
What temp do you put it on?
I think it's 450.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like the broiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hot in there.
Okay.
Cap doesn't know what a broiler is.
Well, I
don't think.
I kind of think. Isn't the broiler what it like? Doesn't that come from the top and
It
then
does.
it kind of browns things?
Yeah, from the top. Like
Yeah.
like that's what I'll do to reheat pizza. You know what I mean? Like I'll hit it with.
Oh, we got an
broiler.
update. Hold on. We got an update.
Uh-oh.
Did you see the text?
No.
It was just to Trudell and I. Geeter texting saying, "I'm not that old, effer." Trudell, don't piss off Geeter. He's our shining star soon.
Well, okay. And I thought I qualified it pretty well by saying there's a very small age gap, but I look
You
up
didn't
to
say
him.
very
it was really
small.
It was one of deference in that way. He is a very young guy.
Handsome. Handsome devil.
So well
Not only
tanned,
is he
too.
handsome, but and we're all going to get to watch his oldest daughter Millie dominate at USC next year in volleyball, and I'm hoping that his younger daughter Luca will agree to go to Northwestern because I'd like our volleyball program to take another jump to the next level. So but I respect what he's saying. He is older than me. Okay, it's just a fact, but not by nearly as much as Ireland is older than us.
Oh,
so there's
That's fair. Yeah.
All right.
Ireland is in a different level.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
Yeah, he's a different.
By the way,
decade, really.
Mike, you'll appreciate this. So when I got back to my hotel in San Francisco, I was my producer wanted to have a beer, so I'm like, I'll just join you. It's fine. I'll have some water. And I was there, and we were walking back to the elevator, and these Laker fans recognized me, and they're like, "Oh, we're big fans. We listen to the show. We listen to the station all day long." Blah blah blah. Hector and Michi, and they're like, "Yeah, we saw you on the floor talking to Trudell." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Oh, cool." And they're like, "Yeah, and we saw John Ireland. We couldn't miss him in the booth because of his big forehead."
Oh wow.
How dare they?
I know.
I mean, it's true. I mean, even John will tell you he's got a big forehead, though.
But I mean, I also have a big forehead. Like my kids started saying 5 head.
Oh,
and
yeah.
At first it hurt my feelings, and now I think it's funny.
Now you got the 5.
It is
And
funny.
I was like, did you guys come up with that yourself, or did somebody say that at school or something?
Yeah.
And they claim to have come up with it themselves. And I'll say that to defend the great John Ireland. As you guys know, I'll never say a negative word about. I will say something bad about Mason, though, if you want me to.
Well, that's easy.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
By the way, Mason thinks that you should, or the station should use John Ireland's 5 head as an advertising billboard. If it is successful, Michael Trudell, you would be up next, I suppose.
Well, I tell John all the time, just just hand me one of your deals. You know, you don't need them. I'll take any of them. Just give me one. So sure.
What do you guys think? You want to put the water company on top of Trudell's head?
No, Ireland and I are in on Live Source.
Well, I just didn't know.
Don't be a city water sleazeball.
Right. I didn't want to be what'd you call him? A skibozo?
Skibozo.
Yeah, you don't want to be that.
Well, you know a man who's never a skibozo, the great Mike Trudell. Thank you for being part of the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Way to go, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
My pleasure. See y'all later.
7:50 in the morning. It is a Live Imaging Tuesday presented by our friends at Providence. It's lit. All right.
I like the way you said that.
Yeah, I was.
Well, it's lit today. It is lit. I mean, but except it's on this show, it's not special because you're here every day.
Well, I know, but guess what? Providence still buys into it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be, when lit was a thing, it was like, it was on the afternoon show because it was like a thing that was unique to our show, and then you started doing it with everybody, which was kind of like, all right, whatever, maybe a little overkill. But now that you're here every day, which we appreciate you here every day, you're an important cog in the machine.
I'm just a cog? I thought I was more than just a cog.
No, I thought you were a consultant.
Yeah, you're an important cog in the machine. Yeah. But now lit is not so special. I mean, on this show, it's not even a thing. It's like you're just here every day. But
Ireland's just like, really? He's part of the morning show. Why is he here?
Well, it makes tomorrow Live Imaging Wednesday.
Nah.
And then Live Imaging Thursday. I mean, it's just every day.
I won't be here Friday, though.
Where are you going to be?
I got labs to do.
Bubba Holmberg in the YouTube chat says it's lit with a small L on the Morales in the morning show.
Gotcha. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, Friday, I got labs to do. Plus, we're coming out. I'm going to take a rest.
Nice.
So anyway, meanwhile, you know why you take a rest? Because your health is the real MVP. Our friends at Providence remind you to stay in the game by prioritizing cancer screenings. When it comes to cancer, early detection saves lives. How many times have I told you that? Many cancers develop quietly without noticeable symptoms, but when found early, treatment options are more effective. That's why routine screenings, knowing your family history, and talking to your doctor are so important. Providence brings together the best minds in cancer care, keeping you in the game with life-saving innovation and compassionate support right here in Southern California. Protect your health and get back to the moments that matter most. Learn more at providence.org/cancer. Providence.org/cancer. Providence, caring with compassion in Southern California. Now, we did a lot with Bergie earlier on the Dodgers. We're going to have a real short segment. We'll do a little Bergie stuff, and we'll get ready for Adam Clanton from enemy territory in Houston. He'll join us a little after 8 o'clock right here. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We're back in 2.5 minutes from right now.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Vista Paint is California's original paint company and has been serving pros and homeowners since 1956. Our paints are formulated for lasting performance, beautiful finishes, and made to withstand the weather. Vista Paint, locally made, expertly crafted, always reliable.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end April 30th. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Feel the vibe, the speed, the adrenaline. The Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach roars back this weekend. It's a pulsating 200-mile-per-hour beach party. 6 races featuring the sleek MTT Indy cars, IMSA sports cars, and more. Saturday night, rock out with Kings of Chaos. Kids 12 and under free with a ticketed adult. Tickets at gplb.com. The Acura Grand Prix, this weekend. The Long Beach vibe is back.
Is it going to be litty?
Absolutely right, LeBron. It is going to be litty. You know what else is litty? The Kings clinched their playoff spot last night and are looking to keep their win streak alive as they take on the Canucks tonight in Vancouver. Pre-game coverage starts at 7, leading you right up to face-off at 7:30. After the game, keep it here for Kings Talk with Sam Batesh. Samboni! Your spot to react and break it all down. Catch every moment on ESPN LA 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app. Just tap that Kings play-by-play tile. ESPN LA, your home of the LA Kings. We're back in 90 seconds.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time. Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Head to Waba Grill for $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. and try our new chili crisp dumplings, paired with a premium or beverage drink like our delicious Thai tea, both for only $5. Only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Bundling your home and auto with Progressive could help you save without sacrificing quality. It's the smart thing to do. And as a hockey fan, you always know the smart thing to do.
Shoot the puck!
And you let the players know it.
Shoot the puck!
All game.
Shoot it! Come on, shoot!
And sometimes even after.
Man, rough game, huh? Yeah, they should have shot the puck.
So bundle your home and auto with Progressive. It's the smart thing to do. But you already knew that. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on.
Don't roll your eyes. George, every time you say to me, don't put words in my mouth, that's not what I said. Why do you do that to me?
Okay, hold on.
George Sedano, Scott Kaplan. More Sedano and Kap right now.
You know Sedano loves the Beatles. 7:56 in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Mischaracterized.
What?
You are just all over the oldies today.
Well, I love this is my favorite Beatles song of all time.
Well, this is a good song.
I want to hold your hand.
My position on the Beatles is just that, it's not necessarily my cup of tea all the time. Like, that was where the original conversation went. And then also that I feel like Elvis was slightly overrated because I feel like he jacked black people's music.
Don't get Bergie started on this. He's going to go
completely overrated.
Well, we don't have a lot of OTDs like musically today, so we might just go all oldies on a Live Imaging Tuesday.
Okay.
Meanwhile, on this day in 1963, the Beatles met the Rolling Stones after a Stones concert in Richmond, England. How about that,
They met them?
I don't know, man.
Like for the first time? Like,
Listen, I'm just trying to get through today, okay?
I'm Paul, you're Mitch. What's your deal?
By the way, happy birthday. I see this to Sarah Michelle Gellar, our friend Freddie Prinze Jr.'s lovely wife.
Yes.
So, happy birthday to Sarah Michelle Gellar, who's an incredible actress and 48 years old. Look at that.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to make a reboot of that thing. I think a movie version or something like that.
It was going to be another TV show. She posted on social media.
It's no longer happening. Yeah, because of disagreements with the production team.
Yeah, too bad.
What else besides Buffy the Vampire Slayer would I know?
I don't know. We don't really have
Cruel Intentions is an unbelievable movie.
Okay, there you go.
And my girl Nev Campbell was in that.
I love Nev Campbell.
I like Mom
She
and
wasn't.
Nev. She wasn't?
She wasn't in that?
She was not.
Oh, I thought she was.
Oh, wasn't she in that show Party of Five? Was that a show?
Yeah, but I like
Campbell.
I like Nev Campbell.
That was Nev Campbell, not Sarah Michelle.
I love
Gellar.
Nev
I like
Campbell.
Studio 54 Nev Campbell, or
Okay,
54. And then House of Cards Nev Campbell.
Oh, yeah, House of Cards, yeah.
I just want to call her Mommy.
Oh, wow.
I know what you did last summer was...
Oh, that's what you
I
did.
know what you did last summer.
All right. 7:58, we approach 8 o'clock at KSPN Los Angeles, a good Karma Brands radio station.
You really are old. What would I know her from? Like, other than Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Are you serious?
I don't have her
She was
resume in front of me,
she was pretty important for 20 years.
No, I feel like I know her name, and I feel like I've seen her in things, and it's kind of like, hey, I know every song from that band. Well, name one. And then you're like, I can't name the song, but I could sing every lyric. So it's kind of like one of those deals, Like, I know Sarah Michelle Gellar. I wouldn't have known she was married to Freddie Prinze Jr.
Wait, you did not know that?
I did not know that.
You didn't?
I did.
Wait a second. They've been a couple since they're like in their 20s.
I know, but like you guys all know Freddie. I don't know Freddie.
Right, but it's not even if you don't know
Freddie.
Freddie. Like you know that him and Sarah Michelle Gellar have been married for 20-something years.
I mean, that's a power couple right there.
Right, and it's very rare in Hollywood that any couple lasts, and they're a beautifully married couple. Like there's legit love there. Like that never happens. They're like the awesomest outlier in Hollywood ever, and it's great.
Well,
absolutely.
They got two kids. Good for them.
They got two beautiful children.
Beautiful kids. These are wonderful children.
Yeah.
Fantastic children.
Come on, put some respect on them, Kathy.
I mean, I will put respect on them. I just don't know everybody's marital status and who's married to who.
Speaking of which, I think we could squeeze it in here before our Houston guest comes up. We've got an update, and usually we do Bergie's Oregon at this time, but we did Bergie's Oregon early.
We did it early. Yeah,
but speaking of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Bergie wants to slay a vampire. Let's go to Bergie's ex-wife update desk.
Oh,
what?
No.
Yeah, well, it is National Ex-Spouse Day, and we're talking about it. So last night, my daughter, Riley, she needs braces, and that's so great.
How old is she?
She's 14.
Got it.
So, but she has to get a tooth pulled, and so she has to get her last tooth pulled, and she's getting it this Friday. And she asked me for some money for it. So I said, okay. But when it comes to the braces, I want to split it.
Mhm.
And she's saying, no, I don't want to split it.
The
with
ex-wife is
the
saying
ex-wife,
no.
Yeah, the ex-wife is saying, no, we'll talk about it. But
Well, yeah, I mean, you have insurance though, don't you? Doesn't that
yes,
cover some of it?
yeah, but braces are it's
Not all of it gets
cosmetic.
covered, I
Yeah,
know.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's not all
yes.
covered. So
Yeah.
that could be anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000 to $10,000.
No way.
Yeah,
That's what braces cost?
Braces are expensive, man.
Oh my God! What is that? Something is that like connected to gas prices or something? Come on, when did that go?
Yeah,
up?
I will say this: I would call
Well, what?
you.
When
would
I
call,
had braces, it was like $5,000.
Really?
Yeah, that was 30 years ago.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know
It's
my
it's
kids
about
have
it's
them.
still in that range. What I would say is, Bergie, you know, we have good insurance here at Disney.
We do.
At the Walt Disney Company. I would call your dental insurance and see, like, I would look into it.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
but
no,
here's-
we're going to
but-
talk about it, but I want to.
Here's ex-spouse stuff. This is important.
You're right. This is
While
what I
George
want.
is giving you sound advice, okay? Here's the issue. When you have an ex who doesn't want to pay for half, why do you suppose they're doing that?
Because they don't want to pay for it.
No, think about it. They think that if they refuse to pay,
Then I
you're-
will.
Of course. So here's what you have to
Which
decide.
I probably will end up doing.
Of course. So this is what you have to decide. Am I holding out and saying, absolutely not, I will not get my kid braces, who needs braces, and I will have my kids suffer because my ex refuses to put up half? Or do you have the philosophy like I have, which is I can't count on my ex for anything, so I don't ever ask for anything, and all my kids come to me and they go, Dad, I need this, I need that. You cannot count on your ex-wife, and she knows that you'll pay the full 100%, even if she doesn't put up her half.
You're absolutely right. I will end up paying the
Yeah,
entire
but that's
thing.
that's a bad.
It's not a precedent.
Yes,
It's, I mean,
precedent
it
to
is-
start.
It just is going to be that way for the rest of our lives.
See?
Well,
Now
at
you're-
least
now
for a
you're
few
coming
more
back to
years, for
reality.
sure.
Yeah, at least till 18.
Right.
Yeah,
now
after
you're coming
18. it goes-
No. Then after 18, then it's even better for you, Berg. Because then when she really refuses to pay for anything, because she's like, hey.
Cars,
yeah.
insurance.
Oh, no, you're going to pay for it all.
Yep.
You will pay for all of it.
Yeah.
Get ready, pal.
Tell her
Yeah,
to get
but
a job.
luckily by then he would have taken over for Mason. So it'll be Bergie in Ireland by then.
Oh, wow.
Ireland would love that.
He actually would.
enjoying his
Actually.
life.
At least you wouldn't take 10 weeks of vacation, so that'd be good.
I wouldn't take any vacation.
Exactly. 8:02.
No, you still should take your vacation.
On a live imaging Tuesday presented by Providence. Meanwhile, you guys are going to be with this man tonight at Dodger Stadium for Dodgers Mets Game 2 of the series. The great Steven Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, Sedano.
Yeah, listen, it's springtime in SoCal. Sun's out, guns out, and you're still on those same old floors? Come on, man. Go make a power move with Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where they have millions, I repeat, millions of in-stock options. The hardwood, the laminate, the waterproof vinyl, carpet, even turf for the outdoor, all ready to go. No waiting on spring sales. Just true wholesale pricing every single darn day, okay? Family-owned, 3 generations deep, winning on price, selection, and service, of course. Extra savings for first responders, military, and veterans. Plus, you get price match. So this spring, upgrade your whole vibe. Hit the showroom right off the 5 freeway next to Commerce Casino, or check them out on the web, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. That's HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. No games, no gimmicks, because no spring sale beats wholesale.
Thank you, Sedano. 8:03 on a Tuesday. So coming up next in about 3.5 minutes, a gentleman from Houston, Texas, Sports Talk 790. Adam Clanton was a big TV guy down there. Then he did all radio, and he worked with Travis and I back in the day. He's a guy who will talk Rockets, even though he knows we hate them. But he's also going to have some fun. He's a good bit guy. He used to do Jim Rome to Travis. This was when Travis first got whacked from the Rome show. So Adam's going to have some fun with us. We can have some fun, do some bits with him. That's in 3.5 minutes from right now on ESPN LA.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
It's almost Earth Day, and that's when I like to grow things like pansies. And money in my pocket at Morongo. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Rewards members get a free Earth Day reusable utensil set the 22nd while supplies last.
Number 2.
We're giving away a Polaris Razor Pro R Ultimate April 30th.
And the number 1 reason.
Pool season is on. The Oasis Pool and Lazy River are open. Party in the cabana.
Morongo. Good times.
The LPGA Tour returns to Los Angeles for the JM Eagle LA Championship, presented by Plas Pro, April 16th through the 19th at El Caballero Country Club. Come watch 144 of the world's best female golfers, including LPGA Major Champion Hannah Green and 2025 Champion Ingrid Lindblad. First responders, military, and kids under 17 get in free. It's more than just a golf tournament. Get your tickets today at jmeagleLAchampionship.com.
So I'm in Mike Capozio's office here at Rotolo Chevrolet. And Mike, every time I hear an ad, everybody is number one. How is there more than one number one?
Number one here, number one there. And fortunately for me, Chevrolet tells us who's number one.
So we're talking huge inventory, Chevy cars and trucks, SUVs, everything you could want. That's how you stay number one. And
you got to have the inventory to give to the people, but you need the people in the building to take care of the people that are coming into our building. No one does better with a customer than we do.
That's how you stay on top for more than a decade. Go online at RotoloChevy.com.
Hey, everybody, it's Cappy, and I know that a lot of people around are getting sick right now. You are not imagining this. It's real. Doctors have said this is the worst cold and flu season in 25 years, and it's not over. And listen, I was just away visiting some friends up in Mammoth, and everybody was coughing and sneezing, and I don't know about you guys. I can't get sick. I'm sure you can't get sick. So now what I've done is I've ordered a medical emergency kit. Now, when you have a medical emergency kit, it's like having an urgent care or a pharmacy right in your home. No waiting for a doctor, no hours at urgent care, no lines at a pharmacy, no copays. I'm telling you that you get things like a generic Z-Pack to help you get well faster and handle what are really a bunch of common and in some cases more serious illnesses. But let's get you and your family to have this care kit in your home. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in just minutes, and it's shipped to your door immediately, and we'll save you $45 when you use our promo code 710. It's urgentcarekit.com/710, urgentcarekit.com/710, and you're saving $45.
We all know winning means showing up stronger, faster, better than before. And when you're chasing that edge, the Drop by GNC cuts through the noise, bringing you the best new innovations in sports nutrition and performance. From muscle building and strength support to improved recovery and focus, we curate the newest drops from GNC Amp, Pro Performance, and Mega Min. Plus, Ghost, Raw Nutrition, Bucked Up, and the top new brands changing the game. No guesswork, just leveling up. Check out the Drop by GNC for what's new, what works, and what's next.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
It's time for Stronger Starts on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Presented by First 5 California.
First 5 California. Be calm, be steady, be there, be nurturing.
Time for today's Stronger Start.
Yes, indeed, 8:08 on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. And Adam Clanton from Houston, Texas is going to join us in just a few moments. But our Stronger Start today, let's hit the highlight.
Curve is lifted in the air to deep left field. Pham's going back towards the corner. Goodbye! Pages connects again. His 5th of the season and give him 20 in the RBI total.
Goes with a pitch that he has not thrown very often at all this game. The curveball thing just kind of hung there.
Well, look at that. Spectrum Sportsnet on the call, I believe. Meanwhile, Bergie, look at that for a Stronger Start. 5 home runs, 20 RBIs so far on the season.
And that's only in 16 games. He's now the 5th player in Dodgers history to start a season with at least 25 hits and 20 RBIs in the first 16 games. Pretty good.
Cappy, wow. That's good, man.
That's good ball right
Beautiful.
there. That's good ball.
Our Stronger Starts made possible by First 5 California. Learn why giving your kids more support for their feelings helps protect them against toxic stress at first5california.com. Okay, now we hit this theme song for this man. Now, Cappy, I know you're going to be confused, but I know Sedano knows the theme song to NYPD Blue, starring Dennis Franz and Jimmy Smits back in the 90s. You didn't know NYPD Blue,
No, I
did
did
you?
know NYPD Blue. I watched the show. I just was thinking, it was, what's his name? The guy who was on Miami, not Miami Vice, the red-haired actor, David Caruso?
He started season 1.
Okay.
But then he got
was on
fired.
CSI after.
Yeah.
Oh, CSI Miami.
Then
which
Jimmy
I loved.
Smits.
Yeah, Jimmy Smits was great.
a Hispanic hero.
Okay.
I was also in The West Wing later in life.
Well, Dennis Franz was also outstanding in that
He was
show.
also the first Hispanic in Star Wars, I believe.
Yes.
Well, I mean, like original, because the way the whole thing was set up, he was in like the prequels, so that means we finally had Latinos in space, which was nice.
Yeah, how about that, Cappy?
Nice.
Meanwhile, he joins us now on the hotline and I believe on YouTube from Sports Talk 790 in Houston. A man who used to run the streets of H-Town with Travis Rogers and myself back in the day, the one and only Adam Clanton. Clanton, what is up, as somebody once said?
A tremendous Tuesday to all of you.
Dude, that is really good.
Well, and this is how I know Adam, by the way. Adam, I have seen your YouTube videos where I think it was you and Travis Rogers where you are doing Rome to Travis. And you have the reputation as having the best Rome impression way beyond even our boy Frank Caliendo.
Caliendo's a good friend of mine, and the minute he said that I did a better impression of him than Jim Rome was when I knew we were really going to be friends. So, no, Travis said to come into his studio and just start the show as his old boss one day and just take over the segment and act like it's the Jim Rome show and just don't say anything. So nobody was in on the bid except for us, obviously. That's how radio goes. But it blew up, and I guess, Chris, had I met you by then?
Yeah, I think we had just met. I had just arrived in H-Town.
Anyway, they put it on YouTube, and I didn't have any Twitter followers back then, and I got 4,000 followers that day, which was kind of insane.
No way.
Yeah, it was people liked it, and Travis was, obviously more than a good sport about it. So does he still obsess over haircuts and teeth? Or
So here's the thing. Much like yourself, and I've been talking on the air the last few weeks that I might need a rug soon. Travis has lost his hair, and so have you, Clanton, since the days back in 2010.
Yeah. Let's keep it 100 right here. That's where we're at now. I'm going for the stone cold look these days.
Yeah, it seems to be working for you, pal. Not too bad.
Yeah,
not too bad. Hey, the reason that we called today is I kind of was wondering, because George knows this. George he's an NBA freak. He watches everything. I watch the Lakers and whoever the Lakers are playing. When we saw the Rockets the last time, the Lakers had put 2 wins up against them. And since that time, I want to say that the Rockets went 11-3. And when the Lakers left, I felt like the whole team was ready to implode, like Kevin Durant had it with these guys. And yet, somehow, some way, they turned the whole thing around. And now, obviously, the Lakers and the Rockets are going to face each other in the first round. So you tell us, Adam, what happened after the Lakers left Houston when they went on this run?
Well, the first thing I want to talk about is what you mentioned about the Kevin Durant, the burner. Did he not? It's interesting because all of that stuff comes out and nobody fesses up to anything, obviously. But then all of a sudden, all of his boardroom staff is fired immediately the next day. And he's not on social media for an extended period of time. So even if it was true and they didn't want to say, it was kind of obvious. But I've never felt the chemistry issues supposedly that people kind of make up as a narrative here in Houston have ever been a real issue. I think Kevin Durant has fit in quite nicely. I think he's one of those guys that has always been that way no matter where he's gone. And I think that's probably the biggest compliment you can pay a guy like that because he is one of the all-time greats, and yet he has seamlessly, fit into different systems. Now, whether or not it ended well, I mean, guys move on usually because it doesn't. But I've never felt like Kevin Durant was a bad guy, bad teammate. And I've also never felt like he kind of came in I'm going to tell everybody what to do, that kind of thing. He's so chill. He just wants to hoop and, do recreational activities. And, that's basically who he is. And
he's just like you,
I know. What kind of
he wants to do recreational activities?
When you said that, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know. What do you mean? You like to go out to the park and play softball? What do you mean?
We'll go for a nice jog, that kind of thing. But this team, you ask about the Rockets, right?
Yeah.
They're the most I say this with love. This might be the lowest IQ Rockets team in the last 25 years because for everything that Ime Udoka says he wants them to do and their identity and all that kind of stuff, they turn the ball over a ton and they're just undisciplined at the worst possible time. And, you mentioned those 2 games where the Lakers came in. I think it was the second game where Luka had 40 And it started off, relatively innocently enough. And this guy's courtside trash-talking Luka at Toyota Center. I'm like, what are you doing, man? All he does is score against the Rockets in bunches. And sure enough, he went off that night. And, yeah, it was the mood was somber here in Houston. And then from that point forward, I think it was a mix of, kind of a lighter schedule, plus they just kind of started making shots, as simple as that sounds. When they make three-pointers and when they actually just shoot well and don't turn the ball over 15, 20 times a game, they can hang with anybody, but they rarely do that, and they tend to lose to some really awful teams this year, and that's kind of been the story of the season.
Well, the issue, I think, when I watch them is they lack organization offensively. And look, I know Fred VanVleet was supposed to provide that, and obviously he's not around and hasn't been around for most of the season, but that's really the issue. Reed Shepherd has done a decent job at times of providing that shooting you were referring to, but he's not a guy who's, a traditional point guard. Yes, he can handle the ball. So to me, that's just always going to be their fatal flaw. They're going to have to muck up games because they're so good defensively. They have so much length. Like, that's their recipe for success. I just think at some point, eventually, teams are too skilled and they've got a ceiling, right? Now, maybe they can beat the Lakers, and, they should. I mean, they're overwhelming favorites. But beyond that, I just don't see a path for them necessarily, at least not the way they're currently constructed. I would have loved to have seen them with VanVleet.
Yeah, that's kind of the big question mark. And it's interesting because I feel like there's part of the organization that wants to just run it back and see what this team's going to be like with Fred on the floor. But there's decisions that have to be made if that's going to happen. And one of them is, are you going to give Amen Thompson a max deal, which that's really a lot of money for a guy who can't shoot outside of like 10 feet. And I love Amen Thompson, don't get me wrong. He's an elite defender. He's a freak alien athletically. But he just cannot be trusted upon to make a shot. And then Tari Eason apparently turned down $100 million, and I don't know how much money he's lost after doing that and then having the type of season he has. So if you're going to run it back, those are two decisions before you even get to Fred and Steven Adams being healthy next year. But as it pertains to this season, I think you nailed it. After the first round, I mean, I call the games for the team, but I'm going to keep it real. I don't have a lot of hope for them advancing out of the second round because of what you're talking about. And the organization, as far as, not turning the ball over, keeping the offense, in check or flowing or whatever you want to call it, that has been sorely missing from Fred VanVleet. But it's also bled down because you had guys like Amen Thompson handling the ball, Kevin Durant handling the ball, even Şengün at times. Not to mention Şengün has completely regressed on the defensive end and is at times a cone out there. So there's a lot of factors that have gone into a season in which they won exactly the amount of games that they won a year ago. And, oh, by the way, I don't miss Jalen Green a bit, but I would kill to see what they would have looked like had they not had to part ways with Dylan Brooks on this team.
Yeah. Hey, Adam, in L.A., I think that it's the attitude is hopeful that LeBron can at least win one of the first two at home, and then the series gets extended to 5 and maybe beyond. And I say it's hopeful because people here are obviously hoping that Luka makes his return and maybe Austin Reaves does as well. So that's sort of the L.A. perspective. Give us the Houston perspective, which I'm kind of guessing would be you guys should be very happy about the two stars being out for the Lakers and very confident going into this series. You tell us.
Oh, I mean, we were watching. So we were calling the regular season finale against Memphis the other night and watching the Nuggets Spurs game, because if the Nuggets won that game, it didn't matter what happened with L.A. and Utah, which we knew L.A. was going to blow out the Jazz. They've been openly tanking since God was a child. But you knew that it was going to be Rockets-Lakers. Didn't matter where it was, whether it was in Houston or L.A., and at this point it was going to be in L.A. But, yeah, anybody would have. I think a lot of teams looked at that and were like, man, I wish I was in the 4th seed right now so I could play a Lakers team that doesn't have its best score, doesn't have its second best. I don't know. How do you guys rank them? Now that LeBron's like 80, does it go like Luka, LeBron, A, Austin Reaves, B? Like, how do you rank the big three of the L.A. Lakers, if you will?
George, for me, I'll rank them as Luka, AR, and then LeBron if everybody's healthy and playing.
Yeah, I think in the regular season, that's right. But I think in the playoffs, LeBron is going to be far more important than Austin Reaves.
And our producer, Lindsay, will rank him LeBron.
Yep,
that is
exactly.
True. That's true. I'm sure he's
Does
about
Lindsay
to flip
think that does Lindsay think that LeBron's the GOAT, or is she, right with the world and knows that it's MJ?
No, don't go there. No, it's LeBron. It's LeBron.
Right. We don't have that much time here, pal.
Adam Clanton from Sports Talk 790.
Watch basketball.
The Rockets flagship. He also does afternoon drive there. Now, here's the thing. They call the show the A-teams, and I
like that.
Yeah. I think Clanton's the B.A. Baracus type.
Yeah,
you know
so
what I
he
mean?
likes it when a plan comes together, or that was really,
But here's the important part.
Hannibal.
Many years ago when we were working together, we had a pizza delivered into the studio. Shocking, I know. This guy used a knife and fork in front of all of us. And it was like a Pizza Hut thin crust. And I was like, what are you doing?
Oh, no.
Is that like a consistent thing? Always eating pizza with a fork and a knife?
I mean, if it's like thick crust, I can give it to you, but thin crust.
Or if it's all messy and whatever, it's got meat and, stuff all over it. I mean,
This is
maybe,
a Pizza Hut pizza.
But a Pizza Hut pizza, no, you picked that up like a man.
Yeah, I know.
What happened?
I was stunned.
Yeah, typically I do, but, Chris is leaving out one little minor detail. I'm eating it during the show. I'm like typing on my keyboard. I don't want grease all over it. I don't want to see that pizza weeks later. So, yeah, I was dainty for the time being because it called for it in the situation. That's all.
When you get a burger in a restaurant, do you pick it up in one piece or do you cut it in half?
Yeah. Well, okay, so cutting a burger in half typically is because it's just massive. But I don't really have a preference. Go one way or the other there.
Yeah, I've been criticized for the cutting it in half, George. I don't really have a problem with the cut it in half. I like to cut it in half and then open it up and then see what it looks like.
Well, that's what everybody does, yes.
Right? I mean, you crack that thing open.
Yeah, you got to see what's inside.
You look at it, right? First you check out and you inspect the meat. Is it cooked properly?
Exactly.
Is the cheese melted? What kind of veggies we got going here? So yeah, I've been criticized for the cutting the burger in half, but I'm for the half burger. But I'm not for the
totally
pizza.
understand that. Yeah, you stand strong. Don't waver in your endeavor there.
Adam Clanton, last thing, real quick. Give me one of your marky marks on the way out.
Oh, you guys are like put me on the spot right now. I thought you were going to have me do Jim Rome.
He does a great marky mark. I love it. Adam Clanton from Houston, Texas. Rockets, Lakers coming up on Saturday. We only have like 12 more hours to break down this game on this show this week. But thank you for joining us. We love you, bro.
Phenomenal.
I didn't even say
Appreciate
goodbye.
it.
Oh, there we go.
There it
now
is.
we
What do you
say
think
goodbye.
about the marky mark then?
He does a really good marky mark. He didn't do it there, but
I was just going to say, was that supposed to be it? Yeah,
I threw him a curveball.
Yeah.
Was he going to
You
say
did.
good
That wasn't-
vibrations or something?
No, he does a really good, hey, it's Marky Mark. And blah, blah. He does a good one.
Okay.
It wasn't good then.
No, we
the
didn't
Jim
hear it.
Rome was great.
Yeah,
Jim Rome was very good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Listen, they can't all be winners, Cappy. You know
Understood.
this.
Oh, I do.
You know this.
I do indeed. I do. It's true.
Let's talk about our friend. A man who is always a winner. I hold up his face. The great Jacob Emrani.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Listen, quick heads up. If you're hopping on a bus today or you're driving near one, bus accidents are more common than people think. One sudden stop, one lane change, one distracted driver, and people get hurt, Cappy.
Yeah, and if it's happened to you, you don't just assume, don't worry about it. It'll work itself out. With injuries, the bills, the insurance calls, I mean, I'm telling you right now, all this is going to happen to you, and you're going to be like, what do I do? And that's when you call Jacob Emrani.
Yeah. So listen, when you call Jacob, right, it's very simple. You can get a free consultation and no obligation case review. They'll listen. They'll explain your options in plain English, and you pay no fee unless they wait. And by the way, they'll tell it to you in Espanol too, for that matter. Okay. And look, you don't have to have everything figured out before you call. That's the point of the review, Cap. So you got to call them at 800-345-6789 or call jacob.com. Call Jacob.
They did it again.
One more.
I think they're purposely only putting the number in there once.
Give it to us
Okay, we do it one more time. 800-345-6789 or visit calljacob.com.
These miscreants trying to avoid the number.
Even Jacob last week in the suite.
Yeah,
when
but
we did it
Jacob's not
together.
writing the copy.
No, I know, but
It's his
he was
team that
into
gets
it.
nervous about us.
He
They're
was
like,
into
oh,
the
these guys
6'7".
with the 6'7".
Yeah, he was into it.
I know he was. By the way, how about his suite offerings?
Oh, man.
When we saw I asked, how much does the Jacob suite night cost versus our other suite night? Like, you're only seeing that food once a year, homeboy.
Yeah, that's it, right? Hey, that shrimp cocktail was amazing. The sushi was pretty darn
Yeah,
good.
it was good.
You know?
8:24, the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. When we return in 2.5 minutes, what do you want to do, George? Maybe we get back to the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think we should get back to the Dodgers.
We'll get
for
Bergie's Oregon back out here. That's next on the LA's only local sports morning show, the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
Providence. Providence, caring with compassion in Southern California.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Pizza Hut is bringing the heat with their new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, finished with buttery garlic parm seasoning in every bite. And right now, grab a large pizza with any 3 toppings for just $11.99, delivery or carryout. When you're hungry for big flavor, keep the Pizza Hut coming with the $11.99 large 3-topping deal. Order now at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app.
Limited time offer. Additional charges for extra cheese and toppings, stuffed crust, and original pan.
Looking for a vodka with standards? Blue Ice delivers. American made from Idaho potatoes, gluten-free, non-GMO, and only 64 calories an ounce. Enjoy the classic Huckleberry with lemonade or award-winning double espresso. Blue Ice vodka, premium taste, nothing extra.
The roster.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. As a parent, I want my kids to grow up happy and healthy. But when kids experience hard things like divorce, neglect, or substance abuse in the home and don't get the support they need, they can develop toxic stress response. And over time, toxic stress can lead to serious health issues like anxiety or high blood pressure. But being there for your child helps protect against toxic stress before it ever starts. Learn how supporting your child's feelings can give them a stronger start at first5california.com.
Hey, sports fans, the ESPN app has all of ESPN all in one place. The ESPN app is your home to thousands of live events, ESPN shows, and originals across every ESPN network in service. And now you can check if you already have ESPN Unlimited as part of your TV package for no additional cost. Visit activate.espn.com to learn how to access your account or sign up, then start streaming in the ESPN app. It's all of ESPN all in one place. Sign up or activate now.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. You're starting your day with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Don't forget my show. The Rich Eisen Show is coming up this morning at 9 on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Now, back to the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
8:27. Good morning. Happy Live Imaging Tuesday, presented by Providence. We continue with the oldies. On this day in 1972, Elton John, Sir Elton John, released the song Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. Maybe I should go get my my Elton John Dodgers outfit. Maybe I should wear that tonight to the Dodger game.
You should wear it. Steven Hernandez would love that.
Steven Hernandez would hate that.
Oh. By the way, also today is International, is this Laver Bread Day?
Laver Bread.
What's Laver Bread? All right.
Didn't see that one.
Look at this one. Baker Mayfield, the headband, turns 31 today.
Look at that. Happy birthday, band.
Lindsay's boy.
Remember, Lindsay, when he was the Browns quarterback and you guys went to the playoffs and then you all ran him out of town?
Remember when he missed the playoffs this past year after everyone said he was going to be the MVP? That was great.
And your team is the worst team in the NFL now.
Oh, people did say that.
People said?
They did say that.
People are saying.
Prove it.
Those people said it.
People like Lindsay, station owner Sam Pines,
The young kids will say,
Riz, all these Browns fans in Cleveland. Oh, run Baker out. He sucks.
Well, he hasn't done a whole lot since he left Cleveland.
Done more than what Cleveland's done.
Whoop-de-doo.
By the way, Adrian Brody also
Browns
today.
fans running out my boy.
Adrian Brody, 52 today. Adrian Brody, you may remember he's obviously played a lot of different roles, but for sports fans, he played Pat Riley in that Showtime show on HBO that the Lakers hated.
He was awesome. He was outstanding as Pat Riley.
So good
in that show.
He was unbelievable as Riley.
Wasn't he also in a movie where he was like a rock climber and he got his arm caught between like two rocks and then he had to cut his arm off to get out? You guys know what I'm talking about?
It's like something hours or days, 28 days.
Something like that. Yeah, George, you know what I'm talking about? Anybody?
Nobody
knows. Nobody knows.
Jan and I went on this one, bud.
Yeah, I may have made that up. I may have completely made it up. No, I think he was.
He was also good in Succession. Those couple episodes.
It's called Wrecked.
Oh, Wrecked.
Wrecked.
Yeah,
Well
so
known.
That's right. He
mountain
was
climbing.
in Succession. He was also in a movie called The Pianist, where he won an Academy Award.
I mean, that
he
was
didn't cut his
legendary.
arm off in that one, though, did he?
No. He did not cut his arm off there because that would have been tough to play the piano in that scenario.
Right.
Come on, man.
Well, right. No,
Have you
it's
ever
true.
seen The Pianist?
No, I don't think I've seen it. In
He
fact,
won
I can
Best
tell you
Actor that year.
No, I haven't seen it. But I'm telling you, he got
You
his
are
arm
a
caught.
bad guy.
He got his arm caught between two rocks, and he had to cut his
Oh,
arm
no,
off.
you're thinking of 127 hours.
Is that James not Franco. Him?
No, yeah, James Franco.
Oh.
Not even the right guy.
Two totally different dudes.
Oh, James Franco and Adrian Brody.
Him
not
and
the
Kyle
same
Phillips
guy.
are having a good
Kyle
guy.
Phillips is having a hell of a season, by
He
the
was
way.
also Midnight in Paris. Is a Woody Allen flick. He's in a bunch of different movies. Like he's an accomplished actor. I mean, he's an Academy Award winner for God's sake.
By the way, Emily is telling me the movie is called 27 Hours, and that was James Franco. Thank you, Emily. Thank you.
Oh, James Franco. You confused James Franco with Adrian Brody?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
I mean,
seriously?
They even look alike.
I mean, I didn't know Sarah Michelle Gellar was married to Freddie Prinze. I mean, I'm out on all this stuff, you know?
I mean,
I know who LeBron's wife is, Savannah. I mean, I got that one down.
By the way, James Franco's best work, and they don't give him enough credit, the HBO series The Deuce. Because he played him and his brother. He played both parts, and he was amazing in that. And it's a little, what The Deuce is about. It's about that section in New York in the 70s called The Deuce that was, it was a little raunchy back in the day.
Gotcha.
That's before New York was redone. But it's an incredible drama, and he's amazing in it. Meanwhile, you know who else is amazing?
Tell me.
A man who brings his organ to the morning show every day. A man who gives us Dodgers insight that you crave.
Can't get over the James Franco Adrian Brody thing. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like
me
comparing
neither.
Tari Eason to LeBron. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah, come on. Tari Eason to LeBron.
A man who talks Dodgers, the Dodgers.
Let me look at these two guys.
Each weekday on our YouTube channel with the Blue Review, him and Marcus Grant, presented by our friends at LAX, a founding partner of the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. The one and only Gregory Arthur Bergman.
Yeah, so where do you want to go here, Sedano? So one of the things that I thought was actually, I don't know, you were watching the game, right?
Yeah.
So did you see in the bottom of the sixth inning, Shohei was at the plate, Craig Kimbrell was on the mound.
Yeah. My son hates Craig Kimbrell's windup.
I can't believe that guy's still
Everybody
pitching.
should hate Craig Kimbrell.
Mateo and I were watching. Mateo, Ari, and I were watching the game together, and Mateo was like, "Why does Craig Kimbrell's windup so weird?"
It's so weird when he puts
and
his arms
right, but
up.
he's been that way for 15 years.
How many?
You know what I mean?
Honestly, you got to look it up. How many years has he played?
Oh,
in
a
Major League
long
Baseball?
time.
Oh, he's
yeah.
been
I mean,
around
I don't.
for a
I mean,
long time.
I guessed 15. I'll look it up right now.
I mean, he was so bad with the Dodgers too. But did you
Kimbrell.
see what he did though?
He was good with the Red Sox like back in the day.
Oh,
right?
back in the day, he was amazing. That's why
he has been. 16 years, 2010, Atlanta
11,
Braves.
11 different teams.
Yeah.
The Braves, the Padres, the Red Sox.
Right,
the Cubs.
he was great with the Braves and the. Oh, I guess he
And the
was
Red
briefly
Sox.
with the Padres, but like Braves Red Sox to me was when he was at his peak. You know.
Yeah, and he came back with the Dodgers. He was terrible. He was okay with the Phillies, and then he just kind of bounced around.
Then he's been bouncing around.
It's amazing that this guy is still even in baseball.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Well, he got so I was listening to it. He got a minor league contract with the Mets, and they just brought him up.
Oh,
so that was. But did you see the catcher? I can't think of what the catcher's name is right now, but
Alvarez,
that's right.
Oh yeah, he had to run out.
It's just
so
so
is this
funny.
the part
Have you
you're
ever seen
talking
that?
about?
Yes. Have you
Where he,
ever seen that
where
before?
the pitch clock? So yes, the pitch clock was running out,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to get an infraction. So he jumped from behind the plate and ran towards the mound, but then Kimbrell was winding up, so he had to get in a catcher stance, and so just in case so he didn't get drilled. And Joe Davis was like, whoa, I've never seen anything like this before. And honestly, I also said, you know what, Joe? I've never seen anything like this either.
my
I don't know
God.
what the hell was going on
God.
here.
I just watched it.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
You have Shohei at the plate, and Kimbrell's trying to throw. Who's going to throw 98 miles an hour?
Right.
One guy's either going to hit you in the face with the ball, or Shohei's going to smack you in the back of the head with a bat.
Right.
That's so dangerous.
Oh my God.
I've never
but
seen
he
anything
didn't
like
want to
that.
get the
Never.
pitch. He didn't want to get the ball, right? Because if the clock expires, it's an automatic ball. And it would have been 3-2. So he jumped. He screamed to jump out, called timeout because he noticed the pitch clock was down to 1. and then ran onto the field. Right, it was crazy.
It was crazy. And also before that, I think I forgot who was on first base, but I think it was Rojas. Rojas on first base. Yeah. And Alvarez tried to backpick Rojas at first base and almost hit Shohei in the back of the head.
Right.
So this was a crazy at bat.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. But
I've never seen that before.
Super
ever.
fun. And Joe Davis literally screamed. He's like, "Oh my God, whoa, what's going on here?" It was crazy.
You know, they say that every time you go to a baseball game, you may see something that you've never, ever seen in the sport of baseball.
After 150 years.
And honestly, you guys tell me I've never seen that ever before.
No, a catcher running out in front?
It was wild for sure to watch. And we were watching the game as a family. The kids and I, Kelly was watching.
Look at Shohei's
What's that
face?
show with Noah Wiley that everybody watches, The Pit?
Yeah.
She was watching that.
Ohtani's face, though, is hilarious.
Oh, so
because
funny.
he had the same reaction that Joe Davis probably had, or certainly that I know I'm having right now, which is, what is going on here? And Shohei's guy, it's like a big smile. His mouth is wide open.
Yeah.
That is look at this picture for those of you that are watching on YouTube right now. Wow. Look at that picture of Shohei.
If you can find it, I'm asking to go back also, but when he threw the back pick behind Shohei's head, he also had this crazy look on his face at the same time.
What is happening here?
And then at the beginning of the game, to keep his on-base streak, Shohei got plunked in the back, and he was let out this massive scream. He was like, ah! it was
really?
Yeah, no, he did. Absolutely. He let out a scream. It was funny.
I would have screamed too.
You could hear it on the broadcast, huh?
Yeah, no, you legitimately could hear it on the broadcast.
And what did it sound like?
Ah! It's kind of like your Dusty May.
Yeah. Wow. Very good, Bergie. Very good.
So it was just a very eventful night for Shohei Ohtani. But he does keep his on-base streak alive. Now, I think it's 44 or 45. I think it's 45 now.
Wow.
And that's in the top 5 of Dodgers all time.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Yeah. No,
incredible.
He has been absolutely incredible. So you guys are going to the game tonight, and you're going with Steven Hernandez.
Correct.
Are you guys on the first base side or the third
base?
Side? Third base side.
Third
Okay.
base side,
So I'm going with Gene. We'll be on the third base side also, but way further down.
You guys going to be way down, towards left field? Or are you going to be way up?
toward on the field level, third base side, 45. This will be all the way down there.
Steven Hernandez got them nice tickets.
Oh yeah, no,
Real good.
Those are great.
The pregame is awesome. I can see what I can eat in the pregame.
Now, what's your strategy to try to get in on Sedano's endorsement? Are you going to try to create a diversion so you get alone time with Steven?
Yeah.
What's your plan?
I'm going to be like, hey, George, didn't you say you had to go to the bathroom, man? Go ahead. I'll hang out with Steven. Go ahead. And then I'm going to talk to him. Like, hey, don't forget, we got this new house. And while we did the carpeting in the other place, now we got to do the hardwood, and I'm even thinking about a little bit of that turf. So I don't know. I'm going to see what I can do. See if I can sneak in there a little bit.
Luckily, Steven and I bonded already the other night.
Yeah, see,
so I'm screwed.
Sedano's very smart.
You can't get in there.
Yeah.
He did the pre-bond.
Yeah, pre-bond.
Pre-bond.
That's right. He did the pre-bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the post-bond.
Got seats two sections over.
That was smart. I got to give it to you. That was very, very smart. Hey, Bergie, I'm going to be on Kyle Tucker watch now.
Not Kyle Phillips.
No. Now, by the way, I just want you to know something. I figured out who Kyle Phillips was, by the way.
Yeah, he was the wide receiver for the Bruins.
Right. He played at UCLA, but I also remember watching this kid play in high school, where he was an outstanding high school player at San Marcos High School, I believe. And so I watched his whole career, and I guess that's one of those names where you say Kyle for me. Phillips came out before Tucker. But last night, I'm just going to keep an eye on this guy because I am curious to see how the season progresses. You paid him all this money. And last night, he had 2 at-bats, 2 walks, 1 strikeout.
Yep.
Did score a run, but still the advertisement on Kyle Tucker was this guy is going to be a superstar. And it just, thus far, it's early. I'll grant you, it's early. We're 16 games into the season. I haven't seen a $60 million player yet.
Yeah, he has not seen it yet. And you can see he's clearly frustrated because after his strikeout that I think was also in the 6th inning, or actually in the 7th inning, he struck out. And you could see it on his face. He's just dejected that he looks like he's just kind of lost up there. But this is what guys are doing to him. The pitchers are pitching him and they're attacking the zone, and he's starting off 0-1, 0-2 almost every single at bat. Now that's eventually going to even itself out. So at that point, because he's a guy that is very patient at the plate. We talked about it yesterday. He's never had more than 95 strikeouts in a season, and he's on pace for 175. So that's just it's not going to keep up. He's going to regress to the mean again. But as of right now, he is struggling. And once he just kind of figures himself out, just lets the game come to him. I do like the fact that he walked twice. I think that's a big step forward for him, though.
I can just tell you this right now. You're making $60 million. People expect you to come out and be really, really, really great. And when you're not, and it's baseball and it's a long season and a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but when you're not good, when you're not living up to the $60 million and it's only 16 games in, it's like, oh my God, like the criticism, everybody's keeping a sharp eye on the guy. He's beating himself up emotionally. Like, they paid me all this money, I'm not delivering, and so then it sort of snowballs. This is where Dave Roberts plays psychologist.
Gives him a hug.
Yep,
He has
exactly
very magical hug.
The Dave Roberts hug. That's what he needs.
Remember Johan Ramirez from a couple of years ago?
When he's out on the mound?
He went on the mound.
Yep.
He was dejected, and he gave him a hug, and he was great. For the next
Sometimes
few
everybody
games.
could use a Dave Roberts hug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but luckily for Tucker, it's only been 57 at-bats. You have to give him somewhere between 150, 200, 300 at-bats before you even have you say anything about it. So I would think if we want to really pay attention to it, which is important, I think we wait till about June, the beginning of June. If he's still struggling at that point, then we start having a much larger conversation about Kyle Tucker. And that's about whether you're going to move him up or down in the lineup, because right now, I do not think that you do, and you leave Andy Paz exactly where he is in that 6th spot.
I just think that when you're coming to the Dodgers, and they're the defending champs, 2-time champs, and you're playing in front of 50,000+ every night, and the eyes of the baseball world are on you, and the guy who hits right in front of you is the most famous player on the planet, there's just a whole lot more pressure than you may have ever believed. Hey, they want me. Great. They're going to pay me a ton of money. Awesome. Can't wait to play for the 2-time defending champs. This is going to be great. And then you get into it, and you're like, whoa, this is, even at 16 games, this is a pressure-packed situation.
And really it shouldn't be, because yes, you're in that 2nd spot behind Shohei, but at the same time, people think about Shohei, they should think about Mookie, Freddie, Will Smith, Teoscar, and now Andy Paz playing so well. He kind of can just fade into the background, a $60 million player. Fading into the background is crazy to say,
yeah.
But he can just kind of do it. So he just has to, just be patient and let the pitches come to him.
I would tell you that this is a more mental situation than it is a physical situation.
Totally agree with you.
841. Thank you to Gregory Arthur Bergman. The Blue Review, each weekday, 6:30 a.m. on our YouTube channel at ESPN Los Angeles. Meanwhile, how about
excellent work there, Bergie.
Hey, this is why he's the dean.
He is the dean.
Thank you, Sedano.
Of the Greg Bergman School of Content.
Means a lot when it comes from Sedano, doesn't it?
It does mean it feels better. It feels better when Sedano gives it.
Yeah, nice compliment.
Cappy said it, Chris said it, and then he's like, "Thank you, Sedano."
You're like, hey, Greg, really nice segment.
Thank you guys too, but Sedano, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Really,
I thought you liked it when I do it.
I do.
All right,
and same with Cappy.
Yeah, but
no, you don't like
Cappy. It's a different
I love
level.
Cappy.
That's a different level.
Yeah,
different level. When Sedano hands out compliments, for me,
he's the black hand.
Right, for me, when Sedano says "You're exactly right," I'm like, "Oh, that feels so good." Or when he says something like, "That's a really good point," I actually have to stop the show and go, "Did you guys all hear that?"
Right.
So it is. It's a different thing.
The Kings clinched their playoff spot last night and are looking to keep their win streak alive as they take on the Canucks tonight in Vancouver. Pre-game coverage starts at 7, leading you right up to face-off at 7:30. After the game, keep it here for Kings Talk with Sam Patesh, Sam Boney, your spot to react and break it all down. Catch every moment on ESPN LA 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app. Just tap that Kings play-by-play tile. ESPN LA, your home of the Los Angeles Kings. Head into the playoffs, Jack. Meanwhile, will you have them in prize picks, Cappy?
Hey, real quick, before we do that,
okay.
My buddy Mark Jones is going to stop by in the early here in the 9 o'clock hour. Mark Jones, 36 years at ESPN, signed off on Sunday. Has done the NBA for so many years, college football as well. We talked about having him on and giving him his flowers on this show, particularly as he's called so many big moments in Lakers history over his 36-year career. LeBron moments, Laker moments, etc. So we thought we'd chit-chat with him, talk a little bit about his career, talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs with Mark Jones coming up in a little bit.
So that'll be the YouTube hour when we start the Rich Eisen Show terrestrially, the YouTube hour, and on the app after 9 o'clock. Jonesy will join us on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Meanwhile, Cappy, let's talk about prize picks.
Well, I'm making my prize picks right now. So, of course, tonight, given that we're going to be at the Laker game, I'm going to play Shohei Ohtani.
You mean the Dodger game?
Dodger game.
What did I say?
You said the Laker game.
Must have a lot on your mind, Jack.
No,
Yeah.
not really.
Yeah, I bet.
Not really.
So anyway, real quick, if you want to download, do this. If you want sports action in the state of California,
You freaking guys.
download the PrizePicks app. Use the promo code CAPPY, KAPPY. Your first $5 lineup gets you a $50 lineup bonus. It's very simple to play PrizePicks. It's more, it's less. Okay? You go. They have a stat projection for every player imaginable and every sport imaginable, and you can start bundling baseball, basketball, hockey all together here pretty soon because the playoffs are coming, Jack. So, Cappy, tell them how they do it.
Well, here's what you do. You download the PrizePicks app. You use the code CAPPY, KAPPY. You make your first $5 lineup. You get $50 in lineups instantly. It doesn't matter if you win or you lose. Now, one thing I just want to point out to everybody. While you're watching a game, like tonight, I'm going to have Ohtani for a home run. I'm going to put him together with Manny Machado for a strikeout. I should start thinking about Aaron Judge for home runs as well. Maybe even Mike Trout after those two guys last night. But think about early payouts, because when you make a play and PrizePicks thinks you might beat us, then they're going to offer you an early payout. And a lot of times you should think to yourself, you know what? I'm going to take the profit off the table. So download the PrizePicks app, use the code CAPPY, KAPPY, make that first $5 lineup to get $50 in lineups. And let's all have some fun and win together on PrizePicks.
Yeah, listen, PrizePicks, a proud partner of the NBA.
Mm-hmm. That's why I had the Lakers on my mind.
8:45, the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. When we return in about 2 minutes from right now, we will do a little of our Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, the morning wood of the morning, and some other sports news going on in the city of L.A. That's next on L.A.'s only local sports morning show, Sedano and Kap, ESPN L.A.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
East Central Hotel, the official downtown home away from home for Cappy and Morales. EastCentralHotel.com.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Change is in the air at LAX. Los Angeles International Airport's automated people mover trains are rolling soon as part of LAX's ongoing investments in improving your travel journey. The new trains will quickly move guests between all terminals. The new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, and economy parking in 10 minutes or less. Departing every 2 minutes, they'll help approximately 30 million passengers per year. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN. That's lawa.org/ESPN.
Feel the vibe, the speed, the adrenaline. The Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach roars back this weekend. It's a pulsating 200-mile-per-hour beach party. 6 races featuring the sleek MTT Indy cars, IMSA sports cars, and more. Saturday night, rock out with Kings of Chaos. Kids 12 and under free with a ticketed adult. Tickets at gplb.com. The Acura Grand Prix this weekend. The Long Beach vibe is back.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
You're hanging out with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Oh my, this is a banger. Don't get a chance to use that word very often, guys.
George Sedano, Scott Kaplan.
But it just sort of came out of my mouth. Banger is what it is.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
8:48, the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a live imaging Tuesday. Presented by Providence. Cappy, on this day in 2000, the movie American Psycho came out. And of course, Christian Bale's character in American Psycho, he loved Huey Lewis in the News. And this song was playing in one of the iconic murder scenes of American Psycho.
Really?
Hip to be square, Jack.
Cappy's never seen it.
Nope.
You never saw American Psycho?
No, but I've seen every Huey Lewis video there is.
How is it you've never seen American Psycho? Mike, this can't be the bit every day that you don't see movies.
But it's just I don't see movies. Although I will tell you this. On April 24th, which is Friday, I do plan on going to the movie theater for the first time in years to see Michael. Shaman. Like, that's the kind of movie that's going to get me there.
Did you watch Hollywood Squares? Anybody?
Yeah,
I'm sure
of course.
everyone did,
Yeah.
right?
Old school Hollywood Squares?
Yeah.
Or the
I used
Whoopi
to
Goldberg
love
Hollywood
Squares. Hip to be square used to be. They used to use this as the in the commercials for Hollywood Squares back in the day. But yeah, I always appreciated who the center square was. Right, like to me that was always like the cool thing. Who was going to be the center square in Hollywood Squares?
I used to love that show. Who was the original host of Hollywood Squares? Because then didn't
Was
the
it
guy-
Chuck Woolery?
I thought it was Chuck Woolery. Yeah.
What the hell is Hollywood Squares?
There you go.
Wow.
Are you
Wow,
serious?
you are really showing your
No
age.
way.
In a good way, I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
Like I
you're
say
young
that
enough.
in
I
a
mean,
positive
I've
way
seen
for
American Psycho. That's a great movie. Probably like top 15 for me. But
Okay.
Hollywood Squares.
Never heard of it, huh?
you.
Nope.
It was NBC ran it for many, many, many years, and then later it was like I think ABC or CBS. I mean it was just like tic tac toe, and and there was a bunch of like famous people in like there was this. Basically, it looked like a big tic-tac-toe board, right? And there were celebrities in each square, and they would be asked questions, right? And if they got it right, the one contestant would get that square as an X or an O, and so on and so forth. So you had to play strategic tic-tac-toe, but it was to ask those celebrities questions that they would have to get right. And if they get it wrong, obviously you could steal the square. So in other words, you were literally playing physical tic-tac-toe while asking celebrities questions.
And you guys said Chuck Woolery, but I think I've looked it up here. John Davidson. You guys remember John Davidson? They say he was the host from 86 to 89. There had to have been somebody before that.
Don't know.
And then remember Tom Bergeron, the guy who was
Tom
Dancing
Bergeron
with
definitely
the
hosted
Stars?
it towards the end.
Yes,
yeah.
Tom Bergeron had a 6-year run of hosting, and I think those were the Whoopi Goldberg middle square.
John Bauman apparently was the original
Bauman?
host.
That doesn't sound familiar to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bauman.
But I do remember John Davidson and Tom Bergeron. Yes.
Yeah, that's how I found. I never knew about Tom. I didn't know who Tom Bergeron was, or I actually know what these
Whoopi
guys
Goldberg was the center square a lot.
Yeah.
She was also one of the executive producers.
did. Yeah, in that Bergeron era. Yeah.
You don't know who he is either?
No, I know who he is.
Oh.
From Dancing with the Stars
And
from
before
Hollywood
that, he
Squares.
started FX. When FX first started,
He started the
they had
network?
they had a show in the morning called Breakfast Time.
Oh, yeah?
That he was a host of. That's where he
Oh.
started, yeah. Meanwhile, 8:51, the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Let's talk about our friends at VisionWorks, Cappy.
Ooh. Hey, VisionWorks, thank you. And let me thank you guys, not just from myself, but also for everybody else out there on the roads. Here's what I have learned about these VisionWorks glasses. I cannot see in the distance. And so when I put them on, all of a sudden everything is crystal clear out in the distance. And then I actually take them down and I'm like, oh my God, everything is so fuzzy. And then I put them back on. I'm like, oh my God, everything's it almost for me, George, because it's the first time I'm ever wearing glasses in my life. It almost feels like it's not real, but it is real. And you should get to VisionWorks and get your eyes checked. And it's not just about looking across A, B, C, D. It's about all these things that could be going on in your body you don't even know about. Lindsay, that's why you got to get everybody to an appointment at VisionWorks.
Yes, make an appointment at VisionWorks. You can give them a call, or you can do that at visionworks.com. You can find the nearest VisionWorks location. You can browse their frames. You can even check to see if they accept your insurance. And once you get to VisionWorks, they make shopping simple because unlike the other brands, VisionWorks like to make things simple for you by organizing frames by shape and by price. Right, Christopher?
Thank you, Lindsay. You are right. And tomorrow is finally tax day. I've been telling you for months what to do with your tax refund. Tomorrow is tax day. And if you're getting an extension, that's okay. But guess what? If you didn't and you already got your tax refund, don't waste it on chicharrones or some foam fingers. You know those Dodger foam fingers? Don't waste it on that. Spend it on your eyes. Producer Jorge was at the Brea location yesterday.
That's right. Man, Mike, shout out to Mike and the
Yeah.
staff there. We got in. They took care of us. We got the eye test. Me and my daughter both. I went as a walk-in. It was great.
He
Just went as a walk-in, huh?
Yeah.
You didn't call me to hook you up and get you
No,
the
you know
right
what?
guy?
He wants nothing to do with
Why?
you,
I
Cappy.
would have hooked you up.
Nobody needs your hookups
I
because
would've
then
taken care of you.
need favors in return.
Well, I mean, I do favors, I get favors.
Then you're going to want an oil change.
Briones, I got you, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Tocayo.
See.
VisionWorks, they got the BOGO, 2 pairs, 1 easy decision. Buy one, get one free at VisionWorks. 8:53, we get ready for Jonesy. Mark Jones from ESPN will join us in the 9 o'clock hour. And it is time for the Morning Wood, brought to you by Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. So the city of Los Angeles buzzing. The Kings clinched a playoff spot with their 5th win in a row. You're wearing your Kings cap today, Cappy.
That's right. Hey, I got to give it up to the Kings because remember a couple weeks ago when Dr. Clapper was on and we were talking about certain injuries, and he's like, well, they're not even going to make the playoffs. I'm like, hey, Dr. Clapper, relax, man. Like, let's see how this season plays out. George, 5 straight wins to end the regular season. One of those, I believe, you were at, you and your family. And when you get a hot goalkeeper, and listen, we had this conversation with Sam Boney last week. Who is the starting goalkeeper now for the Kings? I mean, it is a legitimate question, I think. I'm not sure if, like, everybody knows that it's definitely Kemper or if maybe it's Forsberg. I'm not sure I'm not even sure if the Kings really know, but it just seems to me like Anton Forsberg last night, George. I don't know, man. 28 saves. He did give up 3 goals, but the Kings have been in essentially what has been a playoff run here in the last few weeks.
The goalkeeping hasn't been great, regardless of who it is. So, I mean, just go whoever the hot hand is at this point.
Well, right now it seems like it's Forsberg. So, again, if you put some wins together, they've won 5 straight, 2 games to go. If you get a hot goalkeeper at the right time, a guy who can stand on his head in the crease, it's hockey talk, people. All of a sudden, you could go on a run that maybe your regular season didn't indicate that you were about to go on. So go Kings, go.
Go Kings, go indeed. Yeah. You'll hear every moment of playoff hockey right here on ESPN LA. Meanwhile, shout out to the UCLA Lady Bruins last night. The WNBA draft. A record.
4 ladies drafted in the top 10. Shouts out to the Lady Bruins.
And a record with 5 first-round picks.
Right, 5 in the top 15. Yes,
it's amazing. Yeah. Congratulations, Bergie, to your UCLA Bruins.
I love it. Love it. You get a championship, and then 5 of them go.
Pretty amazing, too, because I wasn't really watching much of the women's college basketball season, then I just got into the one championship game. And then even last night, I was like, wow, WNBA draft and all these UCLA girls are going. I should check this out.
And by the way, to the YouTube chat, chicharrones don't cost $10.99. Stop.
How much are they?
Where's their $10.99 chicharrones?
Yeah. They're just being goofy.
Oh. Ain't got no $10.99 for chicharrones?
Although you could, if you buy like fresh chicharrones where they give it from the barrigada, right, Briones?
Yeah, carniceria, you get all that.
Right, you go to the carniceria, you go to like Tropicana there in Downey. Right. They got like real chicharrones, like the hot stuff. They just got off the pig. That's different.
Exactly right. Sometimes you got to get it off the pig. 8:56 in the morning. Mark Jones, Jonesy from ESPN LA joins us next on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
It's almost Earth Day, and that's when I like to grow things like pansies. And money in my pocket at Morongo. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Rewards members get a free Earth Day reusable utensil set the 22nd while supplies last.
Number 2.
We're giving away a Polaris Razor Pro R Ultimate April 30th.
And the number 1 reason.
Pool season is on. The Oasis Pool and Lazy River are open. Party in the cabana.
Morongo. Good times.
Mike, in sports dynasties, they don't happen by luck. They happen with culture, coaching, and execution.
That's exactly how we run Rotolo Chevrolet, with all of those ingredients.
So how much of this is why you've been number 1 14 years in a row?
When you put all those ingredients together and your processes stay in place, you're going to get great results.
And if you come to the store, you're going to find out why you're number 1.
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
From the showroom to the service bay, everyone is at the top of their game. Rotolo Chevrolet, built like a champion, driven to win. Visit RotoloChevy.com.
LA's biggest pizza party is back. Pizza City Fest returns to LA Live April 25th and 26th. Bigger, bolder, and cheesier than ever. 40 of Southern California's top pizzerias. 2 epic days. 1 massive celebration of pizza. An all-inclusive ticket delivers unlimited pizza tastings, unlimited beverages, and unlimited desserts. All for just $99. Pizza City Fest at LA Live, across from Crypto.com Arena, April 25th and 26th. Tickets on sale now at LALive.com/Pizza City Fest.
Call Jacob. Hey, Cappy, listen, you get into an accident, you call Jacob at 800-345-6789, and there's steps to this. Step 1, get safe.
Yeah, step 2, get medical care.
Step 3, document everything.
Step 4, do not guess what you should say to insurance companies.
No, and step 5, count on Jacob.
Count on Jacob.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Harry Douglas here. I don't wait for birthdays to celebrate. I grab Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes like rich vanilla birthday cake with buttery funfetti goodness. Seriously, it's unapologetically extra in the best way. And it's sugar-free, so I get all that cake flavor without the guilt. It's tiny, portable, and ready for whenever I need a quick boost. I keep one with me because you never know when you'll need a little party energy. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
The home of the Lakers. And now the home of the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon. KSPN Los Angeles. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Previously on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Lakers 3 in a row to finish things off. The Masters, and yes, my horse won on Sunday. So yes,
You didn't make any money.
Well, I didn't bet on the race.
Don't you own horses to make money?
Yeah, but when you're saying that, let me explain. I think you're kind of misinterpreting the whole thing. I didn't bet on the race because the horse was an overwhelming favorite and there was no money to be made on the win.
You own horses just so you can tell people, hey, I own horses.
Kind of.
Yeah, right?
Well, wait a second.
And then you use the horses and being in that community to then raise money for other ventures and siphon money off of people. Like, hey, come see my horse. By the way, can you invest in this thing I got going?
Wow, you really got this whole thing that I'm like this real scammer of some kind.
Not scammer.
Yeah,
I think smart businessman, actually.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you like to put it that way.
It's just mixing,
Yeah, I'm crossing streams, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on the air.
Let's pull out Bergey's organ on a Monday.
Let's do that, because Cappy actually had a request, did he not?
He did. What's your request, Cappy?
Well, here's the thing. The Dodgers go out in the offseason. They're always spending money, and that's what gets everybody else around Major League Baseball so angry. Now they added Kyle Phillips. They cry. People cry and they won. But I feel like, and Bergie, you tell me, I feel like Kyle Phillips has had a very...
Who's Kyle Phillips?
What am I saying? Kyle Tucker.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
Los Angeles Kings with 5 straight wins. The Kings will clinch their spot in the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs. A little sabor.
Yeah, I don't think people like being called hacks.
You're the güero on the radio.
Giant Mexican, horn section.
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Give me a freaking break.
I'm reacting to Art Bell.
Yeah.
Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
When you mind,
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
Bit boy.
Right now.
Monstrous.
Beto, I don't want to eat that. We did it, Dad. We did it.
You were riding high on the stinger last time.
Oh, big time.
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
So, mongrels, stay tuned.
As the young kids will say, lit.
Bing, da, bum, yeah. Boom, bing, boom. Ding, da, da, ding,
9:02 and 40 seconds. Good morning. Welcome to the Sedano and Kap Morning Show, our 9 o'clock hour, the YouTube hour, and on the app at ESPN Los Angeles. Go ahead, Cappy. Tuesday, April 14th, 2026, a live imaging Tuesday, presented by Providence. Jonesy, Mark Jones from ESPN will join us momentarily. Sedano.
Yes, sir. Mark Jones. 36 years, man. I mean, 36
Amazing.
years anywhere.
Amazing
is insane. And I was so fortunate to be around him for so many of these years, the last 10 basically or so for me. And look, I'm not going to date him. Let me know when he's on, but I'm not going to date him. I literally was watching Mark Jones when I was a kid, man. Like 1990, I was, 12 years old.
George,
you know what I mean?
George, I am such a huge Mark Jones fan, and I have been for all these years. I've never met Mark Jones in person, but I have admired his career, his play-by-play in basketball and in football, and I've just been such a huge fan of his. And when I saw this news, I was like, we got to have him on. I got to meet this gentleman. I got to talk to him and tell him how much I admire his work.
And now, George, the man of the hour is there.
My guy, Mark Jones, 36-year run at ESPN, friend, colleague, mentor, whatever you want to call him. I mean, we were homies on the road for the last decade or so. Jonesy, thank you for taking the time. I loved watching the broadcast the other day.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was unbelievable. I thought, it was fitting that you and Doris Burke did the show together and did the broadcast together. I wish I would have been there. I told you, unfortunately, the schedule didn't work out that way. But, brother, I loved every second of it, man.
Yeah, it was great, George. And honestly, my heart is still very full and a little bit heavy in the wake of that. But, yeah, I wish you'd have been on the sideline with me. That was the only small piece missing, but I know that you were with me in spirit, man, because, of course, we get a chance to talk all the time. And what a wonderful way to go out, man, like with Doris beside me, and that tribute that she voiced over was overwhelming, because you know how we do at ESPN sometimes. They ambush us, right, George? I had no idea. that was an ambush that would have made Maury Povich proud. I mean, it was Eddie talk show host proud. It was wild, and the more she read, the more my bottom lip started to quiver, and I tried to hold it together and did my best. And seeing, the litany of names coming across and pictures coming across the screen from, Jim Valvano and Brent Musburger and Tim Brandt and, Dick Vermeil and Doug Collins and, John Barry and all the people that I've been so blessed to work with through the years on the NBA project and college football. Bob Davies' picture came up there. So many wonderful people, man. And you know what it's like trying to balance that versus a game that was surprisingly competitive, right?
Right. You guys had a great game down this stretch. It was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, three guys had their career high. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
but Jonesy,
in light of that, it was, yeah.
For those that don't in 1990, man, that's an incredible run anywhere, right? You started on a show. There's a show today called NBA Today, but you actually hosted the first incarnation of that show on ESPN called NBA Today, along with starting on the sidelines on college football with Brent Musburger.
Yeah, in college football, it was Brent Musburger and Dick Vermeil were my play-by-play and analysts, and I was on the sidelines. My very first game was Ohio State against Texas Tech at Ohio State. I remember that because Robert Smith, you guys remember Robert Smith?
Yeah, of course.
For the Vikings. He was a freshman. My very first game in college football on ABC, Robert Smith in the first quarter takes a toss to the right, makes it into the end zone on a 3-yard touchdown run, and he runs over to the sidelines where I'm standing by the Ohio State Buckeyes bench, and literally 3-4 feet in front of me, he vomits right in front of me. He was so nervous and hyped, right? So, George, you know how it is, right? You hit the button. Hey, I got something. I got a report on the sideline. And my first report on ABC on National Network TV was, folks, Robert Smith scored his first touchdown as a freshman. He's so hyped up that he came to the sideline and vomited for 2 minutes afterwards. So that was my beginning. And then you mentioned, the NBA Today show. I started off with Jack Ramsey in the studio, man.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys know he was the analyst. He was, obviously a Hall of Fame coach, but an analyst down here in Miami for the Heat for many years, and did a great job there. And to be able to learn basketball from him, just hanging out in the studio while we were recording the show, and later on working with so many other great coaches on games was was fantastic. I mean, in putting some of the pictures together, my wife was pulling up some old pictures, working with like Doug Collins and some of these guys who are real basketball savants through the years. Hubie Brown. I mean,
yeah, Hubie.
George will tell you, Scott, that like some of the best times with Hubie is after the game when we go and drink a couple glasses of wine and he's telling us stories about when he was coaching, Oscar Robertson as a first-year assistant coach in Milwaukee and trying to get Oscar to come up for the first of two-a-days when he didn't want to practice because he was on the back end of his career, and trying to convince him. And they send the rookie first-year head coach, Hubie Brown, to talk to him. Stories like that, just priceless memories.
Hey, Mark, I'm so glad to have you on today, too, man, because I knew that you and George were tight, and I've been watching you for a really, really long time and always have really enjoyed what you do. You're talking about these early days, and I'm so glad you mentioned Dr. Jack Ramsay. I used to listen to him when I was a kid. George, there was a player on the Heat way back in the old days. I want to say was his first name Vashon, like Vashon Leonard.
Oh, Vashon Leonard. Yeah.
And Jack Ramsay used to have this call, Leonard. And I used to love listening to Jack. Right? And so, Mark, I used to love to really watch you and Dr. Jack in these early days. But I just want you to go back to that because I don't know if my math is right, but when you first joined ESPN, you had to have been in your mid-20s, right?
Yeah, I think I was 27. I think when I joined ESPN.
So that's like a big job to get when you're only 27 years old. And
I know.
I'm just curious, how did you wind up getting in at ESPN at such a young age? What were you doing?
So I worked at I started campus radio where I went to school at York University in Toronto, and after that I worked at TSN, which is kind of Canada's version of ESPN, right? It's an all-sports TV station, and I was a reporter and later an anchor there doing SportsCenter. So I got myself a reel. I put a reel together and sent it to my agent in New York, and literally like 3 weeks later, a station in Chicago, WMAQ, and another outlet looked at it and liked it. So I was about to sign in Chicago, and then boom, ESPN and ABC saw my tape, and Dennis Swanson, the president of ABC Sports at the time, they wanted to talk to me before I did anything, and flew down to New York in early June of 1990, and they took a chance on an intrepid, eager, zealous young reporter / anchor, and I was signed, and they told me that I was going to work college football and work college basketball, and that's all I knew, and I didn't know anything else. I was lucky to have really good mentors early. Like I was on Dick Vermeil's hip the entire first 2 years of doing college football. The guy's a Super Bowl coach, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the best to ever do it, a Hall of Famer. And this is why I do my best to try and give back and mentor younger people coming up in the business, because after my first year at ABC, Dick Vermeil called me up and said, Mark, I hear they're going to make you a play-by-play guy in a year or two. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to pack your bags up and come down to my home outside of Philadelphia and come and stay with me for 4 days. We'll go through my Philadelphia Eagles playbook. I'm going to teach you terminology in football, offense and defense, and you'll know 100%, 90% more than every other play-by-play guy.
Wow.
And that's what I did.
Wow.
I packed my bags, jumped on a plane, and Dick Vermeil basically took me to football school for 4 days. And I think about the kindness and the generosity of him to not only like teach me football, but feed me, cook me steak at night on the grill at his place just outside Philadelphia with his wife, Carol. And that was a turning point, an inflection point in my career, because I've always felt ever since then that I was pretty well versed in how to call football, teaching me the mechanics of it. And Brent Musburger was equally as kind to me coming up, teaching me, down distance, how to set things. And I always listened to, and that's why to this day, George, you've worked with me enough to know how much I love scene sets at the top of games.
Yep.
And, that's something that I learned from Brent Musburger, to make it feel like a big event by giving people a sense of place and a sense of time and a sense of importance. So my blueprint, my role models early in my career were so essential to my longevity. As you mentioned, I came in at 27 years old, man, and to make it 36 years on a great journey like that is
it's amazing.
It's a real blessing.
It is
I'm
incredible.
grateful to those guys.
Yeah, and could you just explain this though, Mark? Because I know George is going through a similar thing in his career right now, where going from longtime radio talk show host to reporter to play-by-play guy. Those days were different back then because now there are so many different places to broadcast games, and ESPN's got a million different places from the SEC network to the ACC network, et cetera. So my point is that there are so many more games being televised now than back then. How did they know, and how did you know that you would be able to transition from reporter to actual play-by-play person?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's as a reporter, and then I've always felt that if you can do radio, that's a great skill set that gives you a great foundation. And also, if you can do sidelines, in television, which George does better than anybody, then you can handle anything. Because I've always felt that if you're a sideline reporter in television, you are your own content producer, your own sideline director. Right. You're your own, timer, because you've got to get the information and deliver it concisely and find your cameraman. You can ad-lib on the spot. You have to be able to. You got to be able to react to anything that's happening in real time, and you're selling the producer on what you're sitting on or what you see the entire time. So it's an incredible set of unique multitasking skills. If you can do that, you can do play-by-play. It's just learning which ones and which of those skills to use at the right time. And
well said.
It's a tricky transition, but
well said.
That foundation serves you well.
Yeah.
And no one, and I know he's going to be modest about this, but no one has been more helpful in my transition the last 3 years of calling games than Jonesy. I mean, like he said at the top, I mean, Jonesy and I will be on the phone for an hour talking about all sorts of stuff, and at any given time, multiple times a month, right? Like, hey, where you at? Where you been? This, that, and the other. And then we start talking shop, and he's an incredible friend. And we've had so many great times together on the floor, at games. We've had so many great times off the floor. I mean, I would say way better times off the floor than on the floor. So many great meals, so many great times, so many great conversations. Our families have gotten to know each other over the years. I mean, he's always checking in on Mateo and Aria and like Kelly and everything, like, and as I'm with his kids and Sarah, his wife. So it really is a bond when you become a family, right? Like, what I tell people is our NBA group is so small. There's only a couple of crews. So you work with everybody, and you end up over, in my case, almost a decade, right? I've worked with Mark Jones hundreds of times now at this point. You know what I mean? So like, there's just been so many opportunities to bond. And Jonesy and I have so much in common to begin with, right? So I think that plays a role. Sure. But Jonesy, I'd love to ask you this, okay? We're in LA right now. You've got to. I will say this. The only thing I'm going to take credit for with Mark Jones, I got him to move to the West Coast part-time, okay? Because he was like, man, should I do it? I'm like, Jonesy, you're not going to regret it. Trust me when I tell you that.
You got me, Scott.
Yeah. Well, once you get out here, you have this kind of thing. You're like, what took me so long to move out here? Oh, my God, what was I thinking? Yeah.
So anyway, Jonesy, so many Laker games you've called over the years. Anything to stick out to you for our audience here in L.A.?
Wow. You know what? And this is what I want to tell people in L.A., because I know they stand on a certain side of the argument, but NBA basketball fans in general, the one thing I remember about the Lakers through the years is being in the bubble and watching them win that championship. And I know that there are critics that like to put an asterisk beside that. That is asinine. I remember the Lakers in the bubble because I was there for pretty much the duration, right up to the finals. And that will forever be the most challenging, daunting championship that any team ever wins because of the circumstances. I liken it to basketball's version of Survivor Island. That's what it was like, because it tested the toughness and the temerity and the togetherness of all the teams that were there. We saw what happened to certain teams there, how they were fractured because maybe the chemistry wasn't right. But I can remember calling a Laker game or two in the bubble and hearing LeBron's voice resonating throughout the gym because, you know, as much as they tried to pump in the crowd noise and make it feel and sound like a real game, there were certain times where when it was quiet, it was deafeningly quiet, right? And you could hear the team communicating and talking, and you could tell after games when you saw them how together they were. So that always jumped off the page at me in terms of, you know, the Laker championships and Laker stories. Just, man, there's something special about that purple and gold, and that's one of the top ones actually that comes to mind.
Hey, Mark, one of the things I really got to ask you about here, and I'm going to have to turn this into a much more personal conversation, is a little bit about your fashion sense. Now, I walk around.
My man is dressed to the nines, bro. Don't let the Gucci fool you, though. He's still hardcore, okay?
Now, listen, I walk around every day, and I've got this bag, and it's like a purse for a guy. You know what I mean? But it's like a but it's kind of like a backpack, and it's not really nice, and it's not fashionable in any way. But I just carry so much crap in here. I see you walking out with a cool suit, just looking money, right? And then I don't know if it's Gucci. George, you tell me.
Oh, it's Gucci, okay, dog. Come on. Yeah, trust me. I know.
You look like you're wearing one of these like expensive purses that my ex-wife used to want, which she got, and that's one of the reasons why we're divorced. Nonetheless, you don't just come out looking dope in your suit. You got to have the right. I don't even know what you call. I call mine a man purse. I don't know what you call yours, but you just got the right strap and the whole thing, man. You look awesome in those.
Thanks, brother. Thanks, Scott. Hey, man, it's like I say, you can't take it with you, so you got to wear your blessings, man. You got to wear your blessings. And I enjoy my Louis and my Gucci crossbacks. My wife thinks I have an addiction to it, and I'll admit that I think I do. I'm a male addicted to retail, you know, but it's part of what. Hey, it's like I heard Coach Prime say this. Deion Sanders say, "Hey, dress good, look good, feel good. They pay good if you broadcast good." You know, so something along those lines, man. I enjoy it.
I will tell you this. George knows this, but my college teammate, a guy by the name of Louis Riddick, is another guy that you worked with that I love that broadcast because here are these two good-looking dudes, okay, and both dressed up. You guys I can only imagine you guys talking to each other about what you were wearing to see who was better dressed between you and my boy Louis Riddick.
Hey, the sartorial splendor of Louis Riddick is special, too. I worked a year with Louis, and I keep watching him on ESPN doing his fantastic job in football. Now, I'll say this about Louis. And he is a master of the three-piece suit look.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That vest game is strong.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when you got a chest like his and abs like his, you rock that thing.
Yeah.
You feel me? I mean, like, honestly, like, even to this day, my man is almost 60 years old, and he got abs and a chest like I'd never wear a shirt if I were him, ever.
Hey, listen, the sad thing is the chest and abs are sold separately. It doesn't come with the suit. You know what I
mean? Yeah, that takes a lifetime of work right there, dude. No doubt about it.
I know.
Jonesy, I obviously asked you about the Lakers, but, you've called so many LeBron moments, too, historically. I feel like I know which one because I know you mentioned it on the broadcast that your Canadian brethren forgave you. But you went super viral in one LeBron game for sure during the playoffs.
Yeah, 2018, Game 2 in Toronto, and it was a real tone setter in the series that Cleveland ultimately won, and it was that second quarter where he had 18 points and going to. I mean, he made every shot. Hubie Brown and I did the game up in Toronto. He made every shot imaginable, and this was. I don't know, George. You've seen LeBron a lot here in Miami and in Los Angeles and in Cleveland. I would think he was still. I think he was prime LeBron. Yeah, right. 2018, close enough to prime.
Yeah.
LeBron.
That's definitely prime LeBron still. Yes.
Yeah, prime LeBron, and he made every shot imaginable in that third quarter to take the heart out of Toronto. And going to commercial, I took a deep breath and said, "Folks, we'll be back to LeBronto right after this."
Ooh.
And, it went viral. I remember.
Ooh, LeBronto.
Rich Paul and Maverick Carter came up to me after the game and said, "Did you say LeBronto?" I said, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "Bro, you might want to watch yourself on the way out of here."
And they were pissed, huh? How dare you?
Oh, man, yeah. But Canada and Toronto, my home city, my hometown, they've forgiven me. They understood what they were watching, too, was something pretty special. And then the game winner that he hit against the Raptors in that same series, I think, was pretty good, too. He hit that bank shot over OG Anunoby, which was spectacular. And I mean, the block that he had on Thiago Splitter in the finals. There's a ton of them, man. There's a ton of LeBron moments, and I've been fortunate to see. I had a great conversation with Steph Curry on Friday. The Kings, we had them, and he was congratulating me on the 36 years, and he said something really deep to me. He said, "Mark, anytime you have clarity in life, that's all you really need." And I've got clarity in the friends that I have, like George, longtime friends, and people that have held it down for me and supported me through the years. And I'll always cherish my time at ESPN.
Hey, Mark, just on that note, you just mentioned the Kings. Now, you would have to explain this to me. How many Kings broadcasts do you do during a normal basketball season, and how many, ESPN national TV kind of broadcasts do you do? Can you just explain that real quick?
Wow. It'll probably be about half the Kings games in a year, and then at ESPN through the year, college football, NBA Summer League, NBA preseason, NBA regular season, anywhere between, 60 to 70.
Oh, wow.
So that's how a brother gets to be concierge key. You know what I mean? And Delta Diamond.
Listen, I get it.
It's not by choice.
You got to grind,
it's not
man.
like we're special.
Yeah. But let me ask you, will you, and this is what people are asking us to ask you, so I was curious about it as well. Will you remain now? You just talked about clarity. Will you, as you step away from ESPN, will you remain with the Kings, the Sacramento Kings?
You know what? The Kings have been great to me for the 6 years that I've been doing the games there. And it's a special basketball community. And, Vivek and Martina, the front office, Devin Fox with NBC Sports California, the Kings, they've been great to me and my family. And it's been a wonderful experience to be able to see the NBA through a different prism, being entrenched with a team on the road, being on the charter and staying at the team hotel. And I've loved it. The NBA has always been my happy place. So, I would think that moving forward, we could work something out, and I'll be on the microphone for the Kings.
Okay, so you are remaining with the Kings. Gotcha. Good for you,
we're
man.
Just trying to work something out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cap, clearly he wants to answer it a certain way.
Well, listen, I'm just happy for you, man.
my man, just back off a little bit. Let my man do his thing.
I'm just a fan. Listen, I'm a fan. Yeah, I'm a fan, and
For the love of God.
And I've been to several Sacramento Kings games, and I'm like, damn, Mark Jones, man, that's amazing. Because here's the thing. Let me just say this: certain broadcasters have a way of making even a regular season game sound like a big event. And I'll give you an example. You mentioned how Dick Vermeil was very influential in your career, right, Mark? You said that earlier, right?
Right.
For me, for me, it was Dick Enberg. And Dick Enberg did for me what Dick Vermeil did for you. Okay? And so when Dick Enberg, who was, you thought about the NCAA basketball tournament, you thought about the Olympics, you thought about the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
When he did San Diego Padre baseball games, when, by the way, they were terrible, and there were 11,000 people in the stadium, when Dick Enberg took to the microphone, you thought you were watching Game 7 of the World Series. So
I get it.
Guys like yourself have a way of making certain teams at certain times sound like they're much bigger than they are. So that's the compliment, which is why I'm asking. I want you to stick around. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I love Sacramento. That's my hope, to stick around, definitely.
Well, good for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah. And I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, it's an amazing career, dude. I'm telling you, George and I were talking about this just the other day, and I said, listen, you're really good friends with Mark Jones. He goes, yeah. I go, I've never met Mark Jones ever one time, but, man, I really love his work. You got to call him and get him on the show. And he's like, yeah, for sure, done. And, man, I'm glad we did, because this has been an amazing conversation.
Thank you, Scott, and I'm glad to be on with you guys. You guys do a fantastic job. I get a chance to catch you once in a while when I'm in that Los Angeles area. Usually, I'm a little further up the coast, but yeah, Sedano sold me on Georgia. Sold me on the west side, the best side as they call it. So, yeah, man, the Kings were in Los Angeles at the end of the regular season, and we stayed at the Beverly Hills Wilshire Hotel, and the weather was in the low 80s. It was perfect, just absolutely perfect. And it's a great basketball, great football city, great sports city. I like the vibe there, man, and I hope to listen to you guys a lot more when I'm in the area.
Well, we hope so, man. We'd love to have you on more.
George, I got to get my hiking game down with George, because George is, every time I try and reach George, he's hiking. That's how we
you know it, bro. Listen.
Keep it safe, so I got to get my hiking game improved.
Listen, you know where to find me. So you and Sarah can come down here, and I'll take you up those hills, bro. It's you're in better shape than me, so you'll be fine. Trust me when I tell you.
Yeah, but the hiking's different, man. You got to get me on the starter hills. Give me the kiddie hills to start.
Okay, we'll start that. It's like a bunny slope, basically. Similar deal. Jonesy, you know this. I mean, obviously, we're going to talk all the time anyway, but I wanted to bring you on because I wanted to make sure we gave you your flowers here.
Definitely.
On this show. You're the best, brother. It's as simple as that. Thank you so much. You're hotter than fish grease, Mark Jones.
Scott and George, I love you. I think the world of you. I think you're extremely talented. You're a star, and thanks for having me on. I appreciate you throwing me the bouquet, you guys, today. It's awesome.
It is awesome, man. What a career. What an amazing career. A huge fan, man. Awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. Best days ahead. The
Clarity.
Book of Job 8 verse 7 says, your latter shall be greater. So that's what I'm choosing to believe, too. Yeah.
All right, Jonesy, we love you, brother. Be good, okay? We'll talk soon.
You got it. Man. Thanks, guys.
Yes,
Bye.
sir.
The word clarity was really, really interesting. That Steph Curry came up to him and told him, when you have clarity, you got what you need. That was pretty cool, man. I would have wanted to have maybe dug in a little bit more on that, but I think I got from
more
it what
on the
I needed.
Sacramento job, because I was listening in
Jesus,
the other room.
the guy was literally trying to he's probably not. Whatever's going to happen isn't aimed.
What's
And
wrong
you're
with you? Why are you such a bad guy?
Why? Good guy.
No,
good guy.
I could hear it in the other room. Like, Cap, get off the Sacramento thing.
I asked him two things.
No, you kept, but the way you did it, you kept digging in.
No, I just
I'm
wanted
going to edit that out of the best stuff for Saturday.
Why?
Because you're a bad guy.
Good guy. Good guy. Not bad guy. Good guy. Very good guy. Mark Jones, by the way. Very good guy.
Very good guy.
Like Mark Jones a lot.
That will
Big
be
fan.
in the Saturday special. I think it's going to lead off the Saturday special.
Big fan. And George, I don't know, you said those are Gucci bags that he likes to rock?
Yeah, he rocks the Gucci.
I'll tell you what, man. I don't have any of those Gucci bags. Mine is like just some old nasty backpack.
I thought you got the Fucci bag.
Yeah, Jorge's Primo can get you one for $40.
$40?
Yeah, down the street. Let's go.
Really?
Want to walk over?
I'll take a Fucci.
Let's roll.
Seriously, if I could get a fake Gucci that looks exactly like what Mark Jones wears, I will rock that thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear to you.
All right.
Because look at this piece of crap.
All right.
I mean, this thing is just the waist. It's just
Whatever
horrible.
happened to your thing that you used to wear across your chest? You're
This
like,
is it.
That's it?
This is
it was like a leather thing.
Oh,
you
yeah,
had.
I used to have a leather one.
Yeah,
but
what
it was-
happened to that?
It was too small. I got more
like the
crap
fanny
in
pack
here.
kind of thing across your chest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mark Jones can pull it off. A guy like me, I can't pull it off.
All right, 9:32 on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show. Reminder that the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, the official personal injury attorney, the great Jacob and Ronnie. If you're injured in an accident, call Jacob, 800-345-6789. That's 800-345-6789. Or call jacob.com. Time for the Lindsay segment. She's back. And we like to play a TV theme. Of course, one of the greatest television shows ever made that should have gone on for like 20. It should still be going on now, but it was cut short. Back on this day in 1990, In Living Color premiered on Fox. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter, Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor of the Lindsay segment each weekday at 9:30. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, guys, so I think it was a couple months ago, we talked about all of the nominees for the 2026 class of the Rock Hall. And they have announced the class of 2026 to officially be inducted And we're going to start with one of Cappy's guys, Phil Collins, because, he loves him. Billy Idol. I forget who loved him, but somebody here loved Billy Idol. I love Billy Idol. Okay, that was you too. Mm-hmm. Oh, Iron Maiden too. That was you, right, Cap?
Yep, Iron Maiden and their guy Bruce Dickinson, the lead singer, who banged on the drum over at the Kings game, who said, I got to come in and talk on the radio show, but you guys will never be able to shut me up, so we never brought him in.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Joy Division / New Order. I don't know enough about that, so someone is going to have to explain that to me. What's Joy Division / New Order? Is that one band, or what's the situation there?
Oh, does New Order sound familiar to you, George? It kind of feels like...
No, we already did this bit. We explained New Order to you 3 weeks ago.
What's Joy Division?
Yes.
Wait a second. Listen to who's asking the question.
I am asking because
Come on, relax. You're a bad guy.
Joy Division.
We're a bad guy.
Yeah.
Sacramento over there.
Clearly a different band, right? The New Order? Or is it like the Grand Funk Railroad situation? I'm confused.
Okay.
Anyway.
Nobody seems to have an answer.
Okay. Oasis. Controversial one, right? I feel like there's others on the ballot that should have gotten in first.
Felt like they only had like one or two.
Yeah, like
songs.
Wonderwall.
Yeah, that was it. And then they broke up.
Today is gonna be the day.
They broke up just too early. I don't know.
Well, they're brothers. Of course
right.
they broke up. They probably hated each other. Spent a lot of time with
Gallagher
them.
brothers, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Oasis, like a lot of people thought that was a no-brainer.
Really?
And I'm kind of with you guys. Like, I don't really know their catalog of music, but I feel like a lot of people thought that was like an automatic.
They're all right, but I don't know about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Tocayo, Celia Cruz made it.
What?
Oh, Celia Cruz, right? She's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Azúcar.
Azúcar, indeed.
Sade made it. Of course, she
Love
deserves
Sade.
it.
Yeah.
Luther Vandross. By the way, the documentary on him is really good. I think it's on HBO.
Did both make the Hall of Fame, Skinny Luther and Big Luther?
Yep, both of them.
And New Order, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we did the
Oh,
New
no,
Order.
we already had this conversation.
Bad guy.
Lindsay doesn't know Joy Division
George
/ New Order.
Sedano was in the YouTube chat. That's why he wasn't paying attention. It's okay.
George, why are they in as Joy Division / New Order? Is it the same band?
So Royce Toney explained the difference. I don't remember the difference, but I guess there are bands that members that crossed over on each band.
Oh, okay. And then the last one is Wu-Tang. Oh, we should have brought that up to Trudell earlier because he's such a huge fan.
He is a Wu-Tang kid.
He is indeed.
All right, so let's debate here. Who? I think we can all agree that we are surprised that Oasis made it, right?
No, I'm not really surprised.
I am. Greg?
I'm surprised. I don't think they're a Hall of Fame
Yeah,
band
I don't
personally, but
either.
I don't listen to a lot of their music, so I shouldn't. I'm not qualified to answer that question.
See, I'm most surprised by Joy Division New Order because I don't know who they are.
Same.
I don't need. I honestly, I don't know how you don't know New Order. I mean, you've heard a bunch of their songs over the years for sure.
Again, we did this bit like 3 weeks ago.
I forgot about it.
Bizarre
Cappy.
Love Triangle.
We played
Blue
the songs for you,
Monday.
Cappy.
I know, but I always tell you it goes in one ear and out the other. Like, I don't ever remember what happens on the air.
So they are not the same band, but directly related, like Sedano was saying. The surviving members of Joy Division, Bernard Sumner, Peter Hook, and Stephen Morris, along with Gillian Gilbert, following
What a
the death
name.
of Joy Division vocalist Ian Curtis, they shared a lineage but have distinct musical styles. Is your
There you go.
answer.
There you
Okay.
have it.
Okay. I also think that, like Sade, that was like a no-brainer. But Phil Collins, how has he not been inducted before? That's crazy.
That is weird. He was now Genesis is probably
Is
in,
Genesis
right?
in is the question, right?
Yeah, Genesis has got to. They probably were
Do we
in
know
decades
that?
ago.
You would think so.
There's no way that they're not. I would be shocked if they're not.
Mm-hmm. Now, weren't the Black Crows also nominees?
They were
They're like
nominees.
one of my favorite bands. I'm surprised that they weren't in.
Yeah, we I think when we talked about them being a nominee, we were like, I don't know if they're, they were on the fence, right?
I don't know. For me, they're an automatic.
I worked with Steve Gorman for like 3 months.
And he was the drummer.
He was the drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Didn't go-
sports radio for a while.
Yeah, didn't go so well.
No, for him or for you?
Both. Definitely not for me.
Okay.
Well, the ceremony will take place here in LA on November 14th, and the show will be available on Disney Plus. Even though that's really far away to start thinking of things like that. All right, so another thing I wanted to ask you guys about is I saw this thing on TikTok about cruise weddings and how they've kind of become a thing for younger people and millennials, like Gen Z and millennials, because they think of it as a way to kind of celebrate your wedding and I guess like the honeymoon part afterwards instead of a full-on destination wedding. But I don't know if I would want to pay to go on a cruise for someone else's wedding. And then on the other side, if I were getting married, I'm not sure I would want all of those people there with me on my honeymoon. Where do you guys come out on this? Cappy, you go first.
Wait a second. George, you go first. I want to hear what you think about this. Hold on.
All right, say it again, Lindsay.
A lot of younger people are turning from destination weddings to cruise weddings.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying
I don't like cruises to begin with. Like I've been on cruises. It's not. I think they're kind of a cesspool. It doesn't mean I won't go on another one. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, see, I kind of feel the same way.
But they're cheaper than destination weddings.
Way cheaper.
See, I'm opposed to destination weddings, especially for younger people, because here's what I always find. Like, somebody's getting married, they're 30 years old, right? Now they have a destination wedding. Let's just say they're going to Cabo. Cabo's not too far away from L.A., but it's still, you got to get on a plane, you got to fly down, you got to stay in a hotel, you got food. You're asking your friends to spend thousands of dollars to go on a vacation that may not necessarily be convenient for them, especially when you're young.
But do you love these people?
Do I, as the bride?
No,
and
I'm
groom?
saying that's always the question. If someone invites you to a destination wedding, cruise, island, town, city, whatever, do you love them?
Okay,
if
my
you
answer
love
is
them,
yes.
You'll be there. It's really that simple.
I know, but it's still
Not
a
everyone
lot
can
to
afford
ask.
it.
Right, that's the thing. It's a
No,
lot to
I
ask.
understand. Right, but you'll figure it out if you if they're like your immediate family or you love them, you will figure it out.
I have a friend of mine whose son got married in Cabo.
Let me tell you something. Let me give you an example.
Let me hear.
When I didn't have any money, okay, and I was just like in college, I had some friends getting married, okay, in Vegas, as a matter of fact. It was, they wanted to just get married. They were young. They knew they're still married to this day. But they wanted to just go to Vegas, get married. They couldn't afford a big wedding. I didn't have a ton of money back then. I was a college kid. And you know what I did? I stayed at a cheap hotel and I went to the wedding, okay? So, like, that's it. Like, you figure it out. I went, whatever it was, I flew there, Southwest or whatever. Like, you just figure it out. If you love someone, if they are legitimately part of your inner circle, you will figure it out. And if you can't, I think people who do destination weddings are trying to limit their guest list to begin with. So because of that, they will understand if you can't make it or you can't afford it, etc.
So a buddy of mine had a son who got married, and he was going down to Cabo to get married. And this friend of mine just kept arguing with his son, who, by the way, was a Major League Baseball player. But he's like, your friends are not all Major League Baseball players. You're 27 years old. Most of your friends are fresh out of college. They're trying to establish themselves. They don't have the money. It's hard for them to get the time off. So the dad was arguing with the kid not to have the destination wedding. Of course, the kid went through with it anyway. Let me ask everybody a question. What's the furthest you've ever gone or the most exotic place you've ever gone for a destination wedding? Does anybody have one?
I don't know about exotic. I mean, Hawaii's far.
Yeah, that is far, and that is
Like,
exotic.
So, yeah. So I've been to a destination wedding in Hawaii, in Maui.
My sister decided to, 2 months before her wedding, she decided to tell us, you know what, screw the whole wedding thing. We're going to go to Jamaica and get married there. So here's when we're doing it. If y'all can make it, great. If not, that's okay. And none of us could make it because we didn't have enough time. And, it's expensive to go to Jamaica. And so it just ended up being them eloping because nobody could really make it. And I feel like she had to have done that on purpose.
Probably. That's what George just said. He said they're trying to limit the...
Right.
I had to go to a wedding, and I say had to, and believe me when I tell you, it was one of the greatest times of my entire life. But I didn't have the time, and I sure didn't have the money.
Well, and listen, Ron Mexico RPO, he says, Sedano thinks you can buy plane tickets with love. No, I'm not saying you can buy plane tickets with love. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you figure it out if you can. And if you can't, they're going to understand, hence why there's a destination wedding, because they probably want a small party to begin with.
I had to go to a wedding, and I say had to. Don't get me wrong. One of the greatest times of my life. But it was about 12 days, this wedding. And it was in Italy. And I really was like, I don't think I can go. I don't think I can go. And this friend kept saying, you are coming. You have to come. You will come. You will find a way. And ultimately, I think I wound up sharing a hotel room with two married couples. There was like a 3-bedroom hotel room we all shared. I was single. I was by myself. And I found a way to do it. And it was a great time. But it was a super fancy.
Sure you did.
What do you mean you're sure I did?
Sure you figured
I'm
it
that
out.
sicko that likes to watch.
Well, there were 2 married couples in the room. But I wasn't like, Anyway, I found a way to make it happen. It was one of the greatest experiences of all time. But still, I'm not a big fan of destination weddings. In fact, my niece next year is already married, and she's having a destination party in the Outer Banks. Is that North Carolina? Is that where that is?
Yeah, that's not expensive.
Okay.
That's not expensive.
And then I got another friend whose kid is getting married in the city of Cincinnati. Now, it's not a destination wedding.
No, that's not expensive. That's like that's like hell. Who wants to get married in Cincinnati?
That's where they live, man. What can I tell you?
Well, if they live there, then that's one thing. I get it.
Anyway, well, there you go.
Tommy and I are going to Cleveland this summer. I told him we got to try those tacos.
You do.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
Yeah.
What was the name of that place?
Barrio.
Oh, Barrio.
Barrio. They're delicious.
Only 3 stars on Yelp.
No, it's 4 actually.
Yeah, well,
but
3.5.
George doesn't do 4 stars.
They took that meat and they soaked it in Coca-Cola.
Got to be
when I
above
was there.
4 stars. Got to be like 4 point something.
Do they have 4 point something in Cleveland?
For tacos?
No, for anything.
Have you ever been there?
No.
Okay, so shut up then.
Well, I'm asking you.
Oh, man.
Where should I go?
They
Dude,
have
you're going to
really
fight
good
with
food
her.
there.
She's going to fight with
They have
you.
really
You
good
better
food
be
there.
ready. You better be ready.
We're going to be at the country club a couple days, so I'm sure they got good food there.
What
So
country
Carlo
club?
was telling me that Lucas, who is from the same area, thinks that they are not good.
Oh,
There you go. From
wait a minute.
local-
Hold on. Let's
That's
bring
fine.
Lucas in.
Lucas.
Go
Lucas
ahead. That's
is in
fine.
here
You don't-
often in the morning.
You don't have to like why do people care about what other people like to eat? Like
Lucas,
what's the big deal?
Lucas, get in there. Get some headphones. Get in there. This is a big moment.
Come on in here,
This
Lucas.
is Riz's nephew, by the
All
way.
right, come on,
The great
bring him
By the
Tony
way, I've
Rizzo.
got 6 minutes. I've got to get on a Zoom call.
That's
soon,
okay.
so.
You can, if you want to,
No, I want to hear Lucas. I want to hear this because
Come on
I've
in
heard
here,
about
Lucas.
these tacos for years.
All right.
Come on in here.
They're
Help him out,
my
Bert. Help
favorite
him out, Bergen.
tacos, and again, preface it by saying I do
They
not.
are yours, and you are entitled to your own
I
taste
don't
buds.
like
There's no
spicy
doubt.
food, so I don't like traditional Mexican tacos because I don't like spicy food. So this is they're like Korean
Listen,
street tacos, so they're different.
Korean street tacos.
I like
Yeah.
feisty
Okay.
Lindsay here.
There you
Let's go.
All right, here's Lucas now.
So
He's on the
Lucas
air.
is the nephew of Tony Rizzo. Rizzo, the big star at ESPN
Shut your
Cleveland. We always talk about Rizzo. And Lucas joined
yeah.
us as an intern many years ago and now has become part of our social media and marketing team. So, Lucas,
This is one of my favorite people who work here, by the way.
you are
Thank you.
you are originally from Cleveland, right?
No, I'm born and raised in Los
But
Angeles.
your family's from Cleveland.
Family's from Cleveland. I went to Ohio State in Columbus.
Okay.
So my barrio in Columbus by Ohio State is not good.
Well,
And
that's not the original one.
I,
So.
well,
know.
there's a couple
What's
barrios.
wrong with it?
Bad service, bad tacos. You go there for drinks mostly. But if you
They
want
do have good margaritas.
if you want good tacos in Columbus, you go to local cantina.
Okay, local cantina in Columbus. That's where you get good tacos.
Yeah,
How
those
many
are
stars?
I haven't been to Columbus in
probably
like
a good
20
amount.
years.
Good amount?
Yeah.
More than 3?
Yeah.
Now, Lucas, before you're stepping in, and we've kind of put you on the spot here, and it can be very nerve-wracking. You know what I mean? That all of a sudden, you're on a radio
he's
show
not
that's
nervous.
got billions and billions of people listening. Everybody's listening all the time, as we know. Tell Christopher here, who's a bad guy, by the way.
At least I'm not asking somebody about Sacramento over and over again.
Twice. Tell Chris.
Do they have good tacos there?
They have some
Probably
decent tacos.
not, no.
Yeah, no, pretty good.
Sacramento? No, they got some good
They
tacos.
did?
Yeah, they got a place there called Barrio. You should check it out. It's really good.
There's a lot of barrios over like the.
Wow, Cappy's
the
actually
whole
bringing his A
country
game for a few minutes. I like this.
Lucas, tell Morales
for a few minutes.
what your review is of the East Central.
Wait a minute. I asked him about the tacos.
I know, but it's important. This kid loves.
But we got a
loves,
limited
loves.
time with Sedano right now.
We got 4 minutes.
Okay.
I'll make it quick. East Central was great. The rooms were great.
Yeah.
Big rooms, soft towels.
You used the middle towels, didn't you?
I'm not going to answer that.
You thought about it.
You used the middle towels.
But yeah, great. I had a great time there. I will definitely hope to be staying there again.
There
Yeah,
go,
did you
my
hear
man.
on the
They
air?
want to
when-
know if Lucas is the new Parker.
He's part of the Parker replacement team. But, Parker was a hairy kid. Lucas looks like a hairless kid. You know what I mean?
I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's better. You look younger for a longer time.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll take it.
So tell us about this taco shack in Cleveland.
I've never been to the Barrio in Cleveland. I think I need to go to the Barrio in Cleveland.
But we
now.
heard
It's
that
actually the one in Lakewood is the good one.
So listen, the
I
next
don't go
time
to-
I'm there if I'm there for the playoffs during an extended period of time, like more than like a day, I will find it.
You
You
will
tell
go to
me where it
Barrio.
is, I will go, and I will do a video and like a taste
A
test
review.
Right? Yeah, all of it.
Sedano Snacks.
yeah,
I like it.
Exactly.
I like it.
Sedano snacks.
I know Lindsay sent me there that one time when I was in Cleveland, and I was like,
And he didn't know what to order, and then
Yeah.
it was just
The,
the, whole thing.
the audience loves Hungarian heat. They say that's what they're sending
Hey,
messages.
if you
they
like-
like a feisty Lindsay. They do.
If you like the same food as me, cool, we can eat it together. If not, you suck. Sorry.
There you go.
That's it.
They love a feisty Lindsay in
Go-
there.
go eat
Like
your
whenever
whatever.
Lindsay gets riled up, that's when the energy in there gets better.
I just don't understand why people get so mad about what other people like to eat. Why do you care if I like pineapple on my pizza or whatever? Like people are like, "Oh, that's so nasty. Oh, you're a bad person. You're going to hell." Like what?
really? Is that what they
Do
say?
they say you're
Oh
going
yeah,
to hell?
Really?
You've never
For
heard
pineapple?
you've never heard people be like, "Oh, if you like pineapple on pizza, I can never talk to you again." There's plenty of people who have takes like that
Oh,
about
wow.
food.
Wow. Those are serious people.
Yeah.
Those people who really, really hate Canadian pizza.
I know. I don't know what the deal is. Like,
that
hey.
or Hawaiian pizza, I guess it's called Canadian bacon and pineapple. Hawaiian.
Lucas, when is the last time you spoke to your great uncle Riz?
Probably been a couple of days. I'll give him a call soon.
Yeah?
But yeah, it's been a little while.
That's the exciting part. I mean, I'm going to Cleveland to see Sam Pines, owner Sam Pines, and play at his country club. But
Very
to
nice.
spend time with Riz,
What's his country club?
Canterbury or something?
Canterbury.
Oh,
Yeah,
Canterbury. That's
yeah.
fancy. That's where the Browns have their golf outing every year.
I had Thanksgiving
Lindsay,
there with
the
Riz.
chat is
It was
willing
good
to
time.
is willing to go with you there.
Okay.
They love you. Like you are the most prized possession on this show for this chat. They love you. There's a bunch of dudes offering. They'll go and they'll take you to Barrio. They'll take you to all the barrios in.
Cappy, we're going to
There's
redo
like
the
4
imaging
of
for
them.
tomorrow.
Yeah, what are we going to do?
The Sedano and Lindsay morning show
There you
for
go.
tomorrow.
There you go.
No.
Take that, Cappy.
I will.
Nice
I
chain,
will have
Lucas.
to take it.
Yeah, nice chain, Lucas.
Yeah,
My
it is a
grandfather's.
nice chain.
Thank
Oh, really?
you.
Good job,
Thank you
Lucas.
very
Thank
much.
you, buddy.
Wow.
Bye,
Hey,
Lucas.
Lucas, is that a
Or you
psycho?
can actually say, Lucas. We're saying more bye to Sedano. You can stay.
right.
Sedano's going to
Okay,
go
bye,
to a
guys.
meeting. See you, Sedano.
Bye, George.
Meanwhile, listen to
Sedano.
DeMarco and Travis all week long for your chance to win tickets to the May 22nd Angels versus Texas Rangers game at Angels Stadium. When you hear the cue to call, be caller number 7, and you could score your tickets. The excitement of Angels baseball lives on ESPN LA, and Pechanga Resort Casino is taking you to the game. Also, one more thing to read. The Kings have clinched their playoff spot last night and are looking to keep their win streak alive as they take on the Canucks tonight in Vancouver. Pre-game coverage starts at 7, leading you right up to face-off at 7:30. After the game, you know what to do. Listen to Kings Talk with Sam Batesh, Sam Boney, your spot to react and break it all down. Catch every moment on ESPN LA 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app. Just tap that Kings play-by-play tile. ESPN LA, your home of the LA Kings. Lucas, any other thoughts?
No.
No, you have no other thoughts?
We had some Zamboni fans at the Kings Fest a couple days ago.
Does he text them too?
Do you get Zamboni text, Lucas? Are you a part of that crew?
I do not.
Put him in the
I
ice-
just get Zamboni emails.
Put him in the ice scrapers text.
Yeah, you want to be in ice scrapers?
Oh, I'm good.
You,
Oh, come on.
you don't want to join the ice scrapers?
I'd be honored to join the ice.
Oh,
scraper.
you would? Okay. Who's going to take responsibility for adding Lucas to the ice scraper?
I'll add him right now. Cap, I was telling Greg that last night when I woke up like to get ready for the show, and I was looking at my page of texts, and I had the ice scrapers one, which is, got the bell with the cross through it. It means it's muted. All I saw was, we're in, and I was like, oh, no. We're in.
no.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Well, to be fair,
I'm happy that the Kings made it, but, it's just a lot of long text alerts coming
yeah,
up.
but it was just one. It was just, we're in, kids,
We're
and that
in.
was it.
Yeah, that
there was
was it.
nothing else. Nobody responded.
Yep.
Nobody, it didn't go on for 10, 12 texts. It was good.
Yeah, that was a nice, short, brief one. So.
Well, I mean,
Are you going to add Lucas to the chat or you want me? Because
you can do it right now.
Lucas is
Go for
stored
it.
in my phone as Hairless Boy. BOI.
You're gonna regret this.
That must be new.
Hairless boy. Oh, wow. You the
You like
hairless
that
boy.
one, Bert?
Yeah, it got me all choked up.
All right, time. It is time at 9:51 on a Tuesday, a live imaging Tuesday presented by Providence. For our Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, I feel like we rushed through it yesterday because we kind of wrapped up the show early.
Why did you wrap up the show early?
We played Kobe's last 40 minutes because yesterday was the 10th anniversary of Kobe's final game with the Lakers. And frankly, without you here, we didn't have a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
You played 40 minutes, like a whole game?
Yeah, like the whole
the
fourth
last quarter,
Yeah,
and the tribute.
George was like, let's do that.
Oh,
let's
my
get out
goodness.
of here.
At
Wow.
9:20, and Cappy was shocked that I went through. I'm
Right.
like, yeah.
My Comrex was still connected, and George called me off the air, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? He's like, no, we're out. We're done. I go, no, bro, you were just joking around. Like, my Comrex is still connected. He's like, not me. I disconnected. I'm out. I'm like, no, really? We're playing 40 minutes of Kobe's? Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
The young kids will say lit.
It is lit. It is time for our Don't Sweat the Small Stuff calendar of the day for Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. Lucas, listen to your feelings. They are trying to tell you something. Remember, life isn't an emergency unless you make it so. Well, in Cappy's case, sometimes it is an emergency.
Well, you never know. And sometimes, you gotta run to the bathroom. It's an emergency.
Exactly.
It is an emergency. That's exactly right.
Time for the Dealer's Choice Real Deal. Brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your house? Before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy, Jack. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. DRE 01961658, Cappy.
This is all your fault, what I'm about to say.
Not my fault.
Because you're
Oh,
a bad
boy.
guy. No, you're a bad guy. I'm catching a lot of heat right now.
Shocking.
Yeah. No, all over Twitter, I'm catching heat. You know why? Because you, sir, posted a picture of me yesterday toilet shopping.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I've never bought a toilet before. I've never moved into a place that didn't already have toilets. I've never moved into a house that I've either bought or rented where I'm like, you know what? I don't like the toilets here. I'm going to replace the toilets. Or I don't like the toilet seats. I'm going to replace it. I've never done that in my life. And as it turned out, this past Saturday, while watching the Masters, I had to go out and go toilet shopping. It's a multitasking situation. The lady wants to shop. The guy wants to watch the Masters. So what did I do? What else are you supposed to do? You sit on the toilet. You decide if it's comfortable or not. And yes, my girlfriend took pictures. And yes, I happened to make the mistake of sharing those pictures with Christopher Arthur Morales. And then Morales put the pictures out all over Twitter yesterday. And now, as a result, people are busting my freaking chops about sitting on the toilet on Twitter fully clothed. Why did you do that to me?
I thought it was fun.
For who?
Me.
Yeah. See, that's the thing right there.
Listen.
There's
a lot of things I could say right now.
You
I'm
like
not
to
going to
entertain yourself.
I do like to entertain myself.
Yes, you do.
You know, I'm not a watcher like Ireland, but I like to entertain myself. You know what I mean?
I do indeed.
Want to wrap this thing up today?
Yeah, what the hell? What do you think? You ready to put a bow on it?
Yeah, we'll put a bow on it. Everybody enjoy your Live Imaging Tuesday presented by Providence. I'll be back at noon. I know you can't wait when I'm back with Mason and Ira. We'll see you tomorrow for a Windy Wednesday. Windy Wednesday tomorrow on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Starts at 7 a.m. Everybody have a great day. Try to stay out of trouble today, Cappy, please.
I'm going to do it.
Okay? We'll see you tomorrow. Right now, we join the Rich Eisen Show. Hey, everybody. Already in progress.
Wendy's playing from Sacramento.
Give away the guy that we're all wondering if you're going to keep
Good
it
question.
on.
Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA sports talk.
By the way, 61 is just a random number anyway. I can't believe I made it to